Hey guys! Alright, we're back with some more story game with HiveSwap. Last time I said a bunch of dumb stuff, did a bunch of dumb stuff to read a bunch of dumb stuff. And I'm probably going to continue doing that, but I'll also try to do some story progression. I mean, that's the goal at least, anyway. Hang on, I think my sound might be a little off. No, it looks like the levels are fine. Okay. Want to be sure. Sometimes Twitch gives me the false information and I want to be sure I was seeing correctly. Let's go ahead and load up. So last time we managed to get Byers, the pigeon, or something like that. Is the music too loud? Yeah, it is. Hang on. Lower that a little bit. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to juggle all the different sounds you have between different games. So, we just got Byers. Why don't we go ahead and examine him? This is Byers, apparently. He has a little satchel around his neck. Jude says there's some marbles in there, so you guess those will come in handy somehow. Until such a situation presents itself, you're content to let Byers handle marbles duty. Very good. What if we spiced him up? What? No! Byers is not a snack! What about batteries? Byers, what do you make of these batteries? Why did you pick them up? What purpose will they ultimately serve? Are you just carrying them around out of a sense of curiosity? Or is it just inertia? Why do they keep pooping in your hand? Oh, sorry, Byers. That got a little pointed. How about Pogs in that? He's probably going to try to eat them, right? That's what he'll do, because he's a simple little bird brain who... Okay, so he's wearing a Pog like a little hat. Touché, Byers. That's pretty darn cute. Snacks? Byers picks the treat up in his beak and, after a moment, spits it back into your hand. Evidently, he doesn't care for the taste. Either that, or this bird is literally too dumb to know what food is. What about heirloom? Byers is a cutie, but you're not quite sure you want to entrust your shiny treasured memory of your dearly departed mother to an animal with a fascination for shiny objects and a proclivity for flying out of reach. What if I stomped on Byers? Aw, that just startled the bejesus out of him. What about that? Byers gives you a little wink as if to say, one day, sure, when you're ready. Wow, talk about fresh. Alright, what other stupid things can we do with Byers? Let's find out. You put one of Byers' feathers gently into the fax slot and punch in a random number. Somebody out there just got a fax full of beautiful bird feathers, so no one can ever say Joey Claire didn't leave her mark on the world. What about the Byers in the fridge? Sounds like a great recipe for a dead pigeon. Byers in the garbage? Whoa, hey! Don't insinuate that all pigeons like trash. That is definitely an overgeneralization, and he's pecking a hole in the trash and trying to eat an old eggshell. Disappointing and weird, Byers. Any other dumb thing? Oh, the door. If you were gonna send him outside, you'd probably just use that huge hole where the window used to be. How about the doggy door? That's for dogs, not pigeons. Also, if you shoved him through there, he'd probably get eaten by monsters, like, immediately. Yeah, true, one of the pigeons did get that. How about the old food? Too small for a cage, too empty for a meal, too greasy for a bird you plan on putting back in your pocket. Oh, those are the dirty dishes. What about him? That's a little too domestic, honestly. Let's try to keep this professional. It's not like he's your boyfriend or anything. I'm not sure if that was a reference or not, but it sounds like it was. How about the hole? You attempt to send Byers? Yeah, you're pretty sure this is Byers. You attempt to send Byers back to your brother, but he refuses to leave your hand. Maybe he had a rough trip or something. That's fine. You'll hold on to him for a little while longer. I think we just got the dog food and maybe this... Oh, wait, no, we got a couple other things. Hang on. No matter how hungry your pets get, you would never feed them to each other. Wow. Jeez, Joey. Sorry, I get amused by dumb stuff like this. You better keep Byers away from that tube. There's a reason Jude keeps the pigeon safe in his treehouse, far away from his pet. And now I think the mummy's all that's left. You can just tell Byers wants to make an absolute ruin of that hat. Although he would look as just cute as a button while doing so. You can't condone it. I think I might have missed a punctuation, but I don't think the door works like with this. Yeah, it doesn't. I think that's everything we could observe in here and see stupid text for. There might be a small thing I'm missing. It has been a while since I played. But let's go ahead. Out we go. Alright, now, Byers and Blue Lady. Byers doesn't need to know about your pa's sexy lamp. Let him stay innocent, if only for a little longer. Put that with this. Look at this big old pile of nested materials. Byers looks eager as can be to shred these and start pooping and egging all over them. That won't work. Let's see. This won't work because it's a view only. Oh, hey. Cool, okay. That won't work. That won't work. It has to be something you can't go up to or view. I'm not going to go everywhere, by the way, doing this. I'm just going to go in the rough vicinity. That is viewable. Okay, so Byers on the piano. Hey, what's he doing? Huh. Wow, you guess this little doofus has some hidden depths. Apparently, I actually never knew about that one. That was actually kind of cool. I mean, it wasn't much of a song, but it was kind of pleasant, you know? Alright, Byers and Weird Thing. Byers appears somewhat intimidated by the extremely dead taxidermy animal before you. From your perspective, their heads seem equally hollow. Alright. You don't feel great about the idea of sending this feathery little goofster into all the bad business stomping around out there. It was pretty cold of Jude to send him into that, now that you think about it. Thank goodness no one was hurt. No. Two pigeons are gone. The one died and the other flew away like an asshole. He's either using his powerful avian instincts to instantly ascertain that this bear is not, in fact, alive, or he literally didn't notice it. Hard to say. How about the beanbag chair? He plops down on the beanbag chair, but he doesn't weigh enough to displace the beans and sink down into it. He just rests jauntily atop the bean mass. You retrieve him and soldier on in your adventure, spirits slightly elevated. Really? Him in the remote? He seems to enjoy pecking the buttons. Perhaps doing this takes him back to his instinctive providence of hunting for earthworms, poking their tiny heads through the damp, dewy soil on a brisk April morning. Or maybe he'll just peck at any old thing you put in front of him. I think that's enough messing around. I think I got everything that I'm able to do with that. Let's go to where we're supposed to go. Oh, wait. Nope. There is a couple things. First, the clock. Byers is pretty impressed by the wingspan on this thing. And the masks. Byers isn't smart enough to understand these are supposed to represent faces. They're utterly alien to him. Oh, damn it. I hate when I accidentally move too far. Anyway, we were supposed to go in the trophy room and figure out this puzzle that is so difficult. Well, before we do, Byers and this. You consider stuffing Byers in the handhole, but that'd be cruel. You unconsiderate at breakneck speed. Let's see. Byers plus this. Oh, what? No, I didn't want to solve it already. Damn it. Oh well. You carefully remove the marble pouch from his neck, and believe it or not, shove the marbles into the empty eye sockets. You discard the pouch. What an evening it's been. As you move closer to the big cat head, Byers starts to freak out. He's wiggling all around all crazy, and it's all you can do to keep him in your gentle but firm clutches. Let's see, the clock I could do. Ah, yes, of course. Bird clock. The answer is staring you in the face all along. I like the non sequiturs here. Alright, Byers plus deer. Byers and the deer. It's beautiful and tragic. Like something from one of your young adult novels where... Oh, excuse me. Where bunnies are vampires and mice are knights or something. How about him and the antlers? Byers is not into the antler. Fair enough, but he does have something to do with this whole beam puzzle thing. Byers and whatever this thing is. Byers displays his own tiny wingspan to the Alebrije, who refuses to be intimidated. How about Horace, I think it is? And let's see. Byers looks pleased to see a bird adorned so regally. How about the fireplace? This would be a good escape route for Byers if it weren't for the monsters with wings. I think that's... Oh, and then the globe. Byers and the globe. You just don't think using Byers like this is the solution to whatever problem this inaccurate globe represents. He barely made it from the treehouse to the kitchen. He's not exactly a topographical savant. We didn't mess around with everything in here, so let's try this. Spice mix. Horace doesn't care. This weird little guy is no stranger to spicy foods, given the country of his origin. He said that as plainly as he could because saying stuff like this pretty sure that sometimes makes you worry you're being racist. But you're pretty sure that passed mustard. Okay, I think I did that one. Yeah, I think I did all this after all. You can't take any chances. You remember that these things are monsters? Yeah, we did see these before. Okay, being sure, guys. So I did all of these in here before. It was just Byers that didn't get the chance. All right, so we just gotta spin this. Byers and key. Go get it, Byers. No dice. Let's spice this. The real magic was inside you all along, just like the real attic key was inside this globe. Batteries. You don't know what's powering those lasers. You don't care. Get the key. Who cares about these? It's the attic key, finally! No, we're gonna do stupid stuff first. Real treat is, you got the attic key, get it? 2 keys, 1 destiny. Or whatever, get the key. Probably easier just to grab it. You don't need to step gingerly or anything, just grab the key. I love that I'm getting the game to yell at me. This is actually... like I said, I laugh at absurdity. But anyway, we'll get the key. We'll look at the key instead. You did it, the attic key has been found. You got what you assumed to be the attic key. Let me drink my water before doing the voices, because Jude's voice hurts me. Oh, No Life Queen! No Life Queen, thank you for the raid. The host, excuse me. Hope you're doing well. I'm just doing stupid things, you know, for fun. Let's see what happens when we try to combine Byers with the key. You couldn't have gotten this without Byers' help. Thanks, little Buster. Cute little doofus. Curry! Get to the attic. You're running out of time. How about batteries in this? This is a low-tech analog key, and you're a high-tech digital girl. A girl who needs to hurry the heck up and get to the attic, pronto. Hey, this is a great idea. You could dump those off in the attic, the place you've been trying to get to this whole time and can now enter. Hooray! Hey, lucky tonight, weather change in playing havoc on me. Are you... Well, we just had a bunch of snow here. I don't know if it's that type of weather change you're talking about for yourself, but... let's give this some food. Your dog, last you checked, is safe in their doghouse. You need to get to your Joey house, also known as the attic, apparently. And this plus this. Oh, wow. The teeth mesh together perfectly. This is... Wait, no, they don't. They're just 2 keys that look nothing alike. Still, it's worth a try, I guess. Kinda. Temp is all over the place tonight outside. Ah. Well, you're in Florida, so, like, I imagine it's still probably on the warm side. Even if it's cold for you. Well, you're certainly complicit in this ghoulish little horror show now, aren't you, Joey Claire? You hope this big kitty had treats aplenty while he could enjoy them. You sincerely do hope that. I wonder if there's something different with this. Pogs and the... Okay, yeah, this is the same. Alright, let's do the voices. Let's go. I've been stalling. Got the key. Heading back up to the attic now. Careful! May not be that simple! Over. What do you mean? None of this has been simple. It's been downright convoluted. Noticing hostile elements, grouping, serpents, massing, over. Oh, jeez. We'll try to back you up if possible. Remain alert, sis. Over. Always am, bro. Over and out. So we should expect some strife soon. And oh, hey, wait. There is something I forgot. Buyers plus katana. Buyers flies straight toward the sharp end of the katana and narrowly misses it. Woo! Key and katana, both shiny and sharp. That's where the similarities end, though. You can't imagine a nerd swinging a big key around and talking about destiny. But the katanas, is the little one a katana? Who cares? They cry out to be handled thus. 46 out, not what I would call warm. Right now, I would take 46, because right now I think it's like 20 and or below where I am. I'm going to spice up the katana. A weapon from the Far East wielded while under the heady influence of exotic spices. Whoa, what? That was definitely kind of a little racist, maybe. You're pretty sorry about that. Yeah, okay, I did see that. Alright, key plus this, because we got something new, we gotta do stupid stuff with it. Oh, it won't let me do any more stupid stuff with the key. I guess you can only have so much material. Oh, it won't let me... that's why. Because no matter what I do, I'm supposed to be going to the next thing. Key plus this? Yeah, that's why there's nothing there. Because it replaced my movement tiles with just going to the next screen. Dun dun! Uh-oh. A pincer attack. You hope this guy isn't hungry. What are you saying? He's like 90% mouth. Hey, wait! Oh, they did the Street Fighter cry out. Joey's currently knocked out. It has nothing to say about this huge, hungry, terrifying monster. Maybe someone else can help you. Oh, I know. Yeah. It's right there, I know. Oh, for buyers! Hyperion child who pulls the sun, whose wing flaps are the wind, whose infinite beak splinters the skin of monsters and brings tyrants to their ruin. Oh, for buyers, a song for the golden bird who carries us to paradise. The beating heart of gold is buyers, buyers everlasting. A standard camping lantern. Your uses for a Harley standard. These are... Yeah. Okay, so I actually have to do things. I thought I could do some stupid stuff, but I can't. Okay. Breath held, hand steady. You carefully load the flares into the flare gun. There's no going back now. The genie's out of the bottle. No. Things have taken a dark turn, but you frankly feel a little sick that you felt briefly compelled to do such a thing. Take deep breaths and shake your head. Keep it together, Jude, old boy. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to do some stupid things. Double loading the flare gun is extremely unsafe. You don't even like to single load it. But sometimes the general must lead from the front. By which you mean fire a single flare from the safety of this treehouse. Alright, what other dumb things could I do? How do you think you smashed these bad boys open in the first place? Between the nails, the broken glass, and the chemicals of uncertain origin, that stack of jars has to be the most dangerous thing in here you could possibly shoot. This knowledge means if you decide you have to shoot anything else, it's now a moderately better decision, just by contrast. You think? Yes. You think this is the most dangerous thing you could possibly attempt. You therefore make a tactical decision not to attempt it. If you had to blast this perfectly to scale diagram to prevent it from falling into the hands of the enemy, you'd do it. You wouldn't even hesitate. You wouldn't even aim. You just point the flare gun vaguely in this direction and go bonkers. Alright, I think that's all the dumb stuff I could do. Oh wait, the binoculars. You already lost your primary binoculars during your strategic retreat from that encroaching serpent beast. You're not about to lose your auxiliary knocks due to wanton disregard of flare gun safety protocols. Yeah, what the hell are you thinking, man? Crazy. I think I could do this. Okay, there's being cautious and then there's just being silly. Oh, and then shooting down here. If those monsters come through the front door, you'll escape down your tactical escape hatch while blasting away at them with your flare gun. It's called a fighting retreat, and it's the least cowardly type of retreat. Alright, let's actually do things. Let's do it. Joey took a brutal hit. She's down for the count. You've got to find some way to distract those monsters until she can get back on her feet. That's the same. Oh, Doug, the puppy castle seems fortified for the moment. You and that pup spent some time adding extra defensing implements this summer. They're holding up nicely. Any other dumb things I could do first? I think the only one I have is shooting the doghouse, which I don't think it'll allow. Yeah, it doesn't allow. What if I did this and that? Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, well, they're in there, so try to aim there. They turned away, so I could focus on this guy, I guess. Anything you toss in there, you're not getting back. No way you're getting past this thing. Focus on the smaller ones now. Anything tossing you're not getting back. Batteries. Oh, Pogs are we don't care about. Really? Food. Okay, so I guess the option's not that. No way you're getting past this behemoth right now. Focus on the relatively smaller ones. Okay, so it doesn't want me to do those at all. Fires, go! Courage of the Frohike! Langley's cowardice. Oh yeah, Langley's was the bird that ran away. Yeah. Looks like a flare. Did you? Probably still important still. Oh, I was looking out there for a second. It looks like a flare. Did you distract the monsters? Oh, Jude, you hero. Okay, spice them up. Currying favor. Girl, quit all this currying around. Batteries, go! Electric light them up. It's a node from me. Pogs! Pogsistive reinforcement. That was just awful. Again, I'm just doing all the stupid stuff I could do. Beg for a treat. Oh. Beggar luck next time. That's too precious to utilize. Divertisement. Don't mention it? Eh. Put him on the Ritz. No vacancy. Alright. It's the flashlight then. Excuse me? No excuses. Alright. Now would be a really great time for Jude to fire another flare. Okay, I'll just do that. Can I do something stupid still? Okay, it's already loaded then. Got it. Some of the battle stuff is not as stupid, so to speak. Or not as funny stupid, I mean. Alright, flashlight again. Hey, jerk! Wow. Still delighted to see you. Or whatever. One left, Jude. What are you waiting for? She's not down for the count right now, so I guess they didn't update that. Oh no! That thing really likes the fire. So does that. Oh, okay, cool. What are you doing? Those monsters are coming for you. Hurry, to the attic. Nah, I'm gonna take my time. Do you want to get eaten alive? You don't have time for this. Go to the attic. Oh, really? If you waste time, this happens? Ah, interesting. That's actually interesting. I did not know you actually can get a game over in this. Alright, so we actually do have to run. There's no stupid stuff we could be doing. What are you doing? Okay, yeah, we can't mess around. Joey, come in. Please report status. Joey, hello, it's Joe. Joey, are you okay? Joey, please. Over.
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm in the attic. Just barely made it.
Phew. Over.
Locked in, actually. I dropped the key.
Safer in attic than rest of house. Key can be retrieved later. Over.
I think you were right. The way they smashed through the living room window and the front door? If I'd stayed in my room, I'd be a goner.
Separated us with Vanguard. Destabilize power. Probe defenses. Finally attempted entry through multiple points of ingress. Basic siege tactics. Over. Wow, you were right. I'm gonna go with that.
Wow, you were right. I'm impressed. I guess all those conspiracies you're always talking about turned out to be, not fake? Maybe?
Too soon to tell for sure, but absolutely certain, correct, and always have been. Over.
Anyways, thanks. So I'll just hole up here for now, I guess. Are you safe in the treehouse? Should you try calling your friends or something?
Didn't want to risk their involvement. Always a gamble engaging soldiers of fortune. But maybe time. Remain secure in location and ignore object under curtain. Over. Totally, I'm not gonna ignore it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Well, obviously I'm not going to ignore it.
Joey, please! Over.
What? It's a big mysterious thing under a beguiling fluttery curtain. I have to at least peek at it. What is it anyway?
Data insufficient to determine. Over.
Well, I'll let you know when I find out.
Joey, don't tactic or sleep and over. You there? Don't go. Ortal, it's a really bad idea. Over.
Jude, can you repeat that? Lots of static.
Joey, please. I can't. Who's you? Please do. Don't go near the portal.
Did you say portal?
Flowers did a great job bringing you those marbles. He can hang out in your Silodex until the opportunity for him to be useful presents itself, or until he poops too much, whichever comes first. I'm just curious if I examine them if they have different things now. Yeah, okay, yeah, those are all the same. Good to know. Let's see. It's locked and you're safely on this side. Thank goodness. The door is locked and you drop the key. The key fell through the floorboards down into... you're not sure, actually. Buyers, go! Unlike cockroaches, pigeons are not able to flatten themselves to the thickness of a quarter and slide through the crack under a closed door. Let's spice that door up. There's gotta be some salt in this mix, so you sprinkle some across the doorway to keep the monsters out. Not that you really believe in that kind of thing, but you don't really believe in monsters either, and that doesn't seem to be slowing them down any. Batteries. I think they forgot a I guess. It's a good thing you had these when you got locked in here. Maybe they'll come in handy. Like, maybe there's... who are you kidding? There's no way these hefty boys are gonna fit anything up here. And even if they did, what good would it do? You're gonna scare off monsters with a battery-powered mummy swinging a sexy lamp leg around, maybe wearing a bearskin rug and one of those creepy masks while he does it? Maybe he's riding that rocking horse thing over there, too. That actually sounds totally awesome. You wish you had some markers and some paper and were an artist so you could draw that. That did sound awesome. Pogs. Sure, you may be stuck in here, but at least you have these crappy pogs to keep you entertained. It'll be like a vacation, really. Food. The last thing you need to do is make it more obvious to the monsters that there's monster food in here. It's you, by the way. You're the monster food. Nah, this doesn't go to the attic door. That would be kind of anticlimactic, you think? Not to mention a little too obvious. How about if I dance on the door? It's shut pretty tight, which is for the best, of course, so maybe don't go trying to dance it open. You can hear the monsters slavering? I think it's slavering on the other side. You didn't know you knew what slavering sounds like, but apparently you do. If you went back out there, all the ballet trained dodging in the world couldn't save you. And this is going to tell me don't run down the battery. Got it. What do we got here? The world is in crisis. If only Captain Planet were here, then the monsters could eat him, and you could escape while they were distracted. Yeah, go eat Captain Planet. He's a sucky superhero anyway. Buyers, do you realize this globe is broken? No. He doesn't care. You really don't either. Broken globes or functional globes that are obviously inaccurate are just another dumb thing your pa collects, like poor murdered animals or really distracting lamps. Let's spice up that broken globe. No chance of you tracing the spice route to India on this globe, both because it's inaccurate and because that sounds boring. You would say that there's no chance this globe needs batteries, but hey, you did just solve a laser-based globe puzzle, so who the heck knows? Let's pog it up. You drop a pog in the crack of the globe. It rattles in there like whatever they put in a can of spray paint to make it rattle. Baby teeth, you always assumed. That's oddly specific. You got a soft spot for injured animals as a junior vet, but a broken globe is not an injured animal. It's just a broken globe. It doesn't get a pet treat. How about we key it? Weird. This doesn't seem like a dumb idea as randomly using things on other things usually does. It feels like, okay, this is crazy, but when you hold this key, the globe doesn't seem so wrong. Somehow? You put the key back in your pocket and, whoa, everybody, get a load of this dumb globe. How about we tap dance on it? You set it wobbling slightly, so slightly you can barely see it. You just have to take your word for it. Animation call out. Ballet can't fix a broken world, but it does provide you the brief illusion that the world has no hold on you. And we got, a monkey paw. Well, it turns out you live in a house that has a hand in a jar in it. You must now carry this knowledge with you forever. Let's high-five it. You left them hanging long enough. In fact, as you stare at the gross, desiccated hand in the jar, you begin to suspect that the time for you to break open this jar and slap an anonymous dead hand against your own alive hand has, tragically, passed. Buyer's hand, go! Buyers looks at you, and at the hand, and he puts his little wing on your hand as if to say, Joey, you do not have to try to use me on literally everything in your house. Nice try, Buyers. Let's see what else is in here. Ugh. If it comes to that, you'll eat the mummy first. Alright, so no spicy hand. What about batteries? That's not a toy and it doesn't need batteries. You don't know what the technical classification for a hand in the jar is, but if you had to guess, it seems like a crime? Pogs. You've got more respect for the dead than that. Even if the dead is just a gross hand in the jar that gives you the max Ghiblis. How about key? The key feels important in your hand, in a way it never did before. Or rather, in a way that it always sort of did, but never strongly enough for you to name that feeling. You know, down to your bones, that it matters. It's sort of the opposite of how you feel about this jar full of hand. Tap dance for the hand? Yeah, and send it toppling to the floor, glass shattering, the disembodied hand suddenly surging with life as it scuttles towards you, climbs up on you, and chokes you, probably? No thanks. And now ballet. Not the most graceful partner, but he'd probably be great at following your lead. Alright, we got here. Another victim of Jude's overzealous crowbarring, no doubt. Any chance he gets to go prying and jimmying, the kid just goes nutso. Alright, Byers, fix that. Byers nestles down into the warm straw, the picture of contentment and safety. Beg pardon, Snuggles Snoozington. You were under the impression that this was a team adventure, not the late shift at the nap factory? So, this is considered another victim? Interesting. How about we spice it up? Maybe you could take a nap in the straw. But if the monsters bust down the attic door, you'd rather not be all tuckered out and ready for the chomping like some kind of kid cuisine featuring an actual kid. You hate kid cuisine. Wait, what were you thinking about? Oh yeah, straw naps. No. Yeah, kid cuisine never was very filling. I always would eat 2 of them and I'd still be hungry afterwards. But then again, I did kind of avoid the vegetable parts when I was a kid, so... It was just about the brownie and the shitty pudding that had to be microwaved alongside it, and the main course, usually. Usually it was mac and cheese that I liked the most. Let's see, I tried zesting it. What about if we battery it? Whatever was in here, these would be way too puny to power it. Pog it. Maybe you could mail them back to... Look, it's time you admit you picked up these pogs of your own free will, and you're only stuck with them because it'd be mean to throw them out. You can go back to dunking on them, and by proxy your brother, after this, but just this once, you can admit that you saddled yourself with this. Yeah, let's see. Pet treats for food? Check. Old straw for bedding? Check. You got everything you need to begin your awful new life as a person who lives alone in this attic forever. You even got masks and stuff for when you get really crazy after a couple of years pass. Do I have anything in the foreground that I can click? Oh god, the creepy leg thing. You put this in the attic yourself because it weirded you out that your paw had a lamp shaped like a woman's leg. Little did you know he'd soon graduate to lamp shaped like entire women. Hey buyers, do you like that? Oh, of course he thinks it's just great. Listen, pipe down, you. Oh wait, I didn't finish my stupid stuff here. Weird. You have a strange feeling. These are related somehow? Or they once were. It's a hard thought to pin down, and as soon as you focus on it, it's gone. Like a dream upon awakening. I owe you tap dance on there. That straw's too soft. You'll never get a good rat-a-tat-tappa going on that surface. The straw has too much give, and in these soft shoes, any rusty nails poking at the bottom of the crate would go right through your foot. I don't see that as a crate, but okay. Anyway, now that we did that, how about spicing up that thing? You toss a little spice mix at the leg lamp because, hey, you know what? It's been a hell of an evening. You're not necessarily in the mood to explain yourself. Maybe you just wanted to spice up the formerly luminescent leg and not give yourself the 3rd degree about it. Yeah, geez, people. Maybe this thing has a battery compartment, but you're not going to be the one to go looking for it. Pog it? What? You're gonna slip a pog in her garter or something? Jeez, get it together, Joey. Food. You're not into it. This, whatever you're doing here, whatever this is, you're having none of it. If this were one of those old-timey lamps from the pioneer times, and if the little turny things on the sides of those lamps looked like this key, and if this lamp were missing its key, then you still wouldn't accomplish anything by trying this. How about we tap dance for it? That heel looks a little high to be laying down any percussive shoe rhythms, not to mention a little lonely. The shade does look like a little tutu, but let's face it, you're reaching. The stupid stuff that you can do, guys. It's great. I love it. All the stuff I can just kind of fuck all about. Alright. Oh, I can go further upwards. Another victim. Hold on. Another victim. So it's this. Let's look at this. The handwriting is barely legible, and there's no return address, leaving you with no more information than you had before you looked at it. Buyers, you want that? He seems astonished that this shipment apparently did not utilize the unmatchable power of the avian form, which is a little rich, considering it took 3 pigeons to send 2 marbles about 30 feet. Did she know about the other pigeons? I'm not sure if she did. Battery not included in shipment. Well, ain't that always just the way? That's how it used to be, anyway. It's a shipping invoice, Joey. It's not... You can't eat it, although you really should eat something, apparently. Pog it. No, nobody ships pogs anywhere. They just appear out of nowhere, like dust or cockroaches. Nothing on this invoice about pet treats. As far as you can tell, you mean, because it's pretty faded. But you feel pretty confident, and... You're confident it didn't say, ship the enormous crate to this jerk's attic, and also, hey, how about those pet treats, eh? And why doesn't this guy raise his dang kids? No, there's nothing about... Huh, wait. Someone scrawled, the key. Where's the dad-blasted Gadzooks key? But that couldn't mean... Really? How about we tap dance on that first? It's crumpled enough without you stomping all over it. With cat-like grace, you totally ignore the shipping invoice. Okay, fine. Pick it up. Now, this really isn't that kind of mystery. The boring kind where you have to frequently refer to your rigorously maintained collection of shipping invoices in order to make any progress. You hate those. Let's look at this. Since he's got his first best shotgun, this one fell out of favor and now primarily functions as a home to a thick layer of attic dust. Meanwhile, its favorite brother is living out a shotgun's daydream in the hands of your pa. And what if we put Byers with that? Byers is too sweet to carry such a crude and merciless weapon. Spice it up. You dump a little down the barrel. Maybe the stupid thing won't work next time he aims it at a nice animal. That could be dangerous. This stupid thing is almost certainly already loaded, and it doesn't run on batteries. You don't care about this stupid thing. Yeah, she hates guns. Pog it. Your pa's sister gave him this gun, and your brother gave you these pogs, sorta. Your family's kind of ridiculous. How about if we give him food? You don't get it. Does he hate animals or what? Why does he have to shoot so many of them? Is he just a jerk? Just a huge jerk? You think your pa may be a huge jerk. Alright, what do we put the key in there? So many heirlooms. Although your pa isn't actually dead, you assume? What do we tap dance on that? As precariously as it's perched, and as certainly as it's loaded, that seems like a not great idea. And if we ballet dance on it, you gracefully avoid having ever brought into your pa's stupid gun fervor. Let's try to lock and load. There is no chance you're going to pick up this gun, and you certainly aren't going to lock and load anytime soon. It just isn't going to happen. Alright, we did all we can on there, and I think all that's left is to, yeah, change the scenery. That I could tell of, anyway. Alright. Ominous. Another victim. Okay, now it looks more like a crate from this angle. You haven't been up here in a while. Your pa sure does keep a lot of weird crap up here. Weirder than the other crap that is... Or maybe not. Maybe all his stupid crap is basically the same. You like this stupid crap? Oh, no. He gets himself nestled down all cozy back there, and it's gonna be you climbing over a bunch of lanterns and sexy leg lamps, stupid globes, and probably some guns and sexy leg lamps, and just stay put, Byers, okay? What if you put spice on there? You know, you don't have an infinite supply of this spice mix. Using it on every vague pile of crap you come across isn't really the most disciplined approach. Although it's not like you're going anywhere. You sprinkle some. It's not like there's a quantity on it, so it's okay to do stupid stuff like this. Batteries. Probably plenty of stuff in this pile of weird old stuff needs batteries, but if any of it were any good, it wouldn't be in the attic. Pog it. You have a feeling that this dusty pile of junk in the attic is the eventual fate for every pog in existence. Jude, on the other hand, says they'll eventually become the currency of the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Could go either way, you guess. You know, when I was into pogs, my mother took me and my sister to a store that had so many damn pogs, it was honestly scary. Like, looking back, it was scary. As a kid, I thought it was fantastic. There was, like, all these different holographic slammers. There was drawerfuls of just numerous random pogs, and you had to go looking through each individual one to find what the hell you wanted. Because they definitely could not keep it organized with how many damn pogs they had. It was ridiculous. I don't even remember much about that other than just, like, how amazed I was that there were so many damn pogs in one fucking store. I thought it was almost like a candy shop to me as a kid. And then as I grew up and I thought about it, I was like, wow, that was dumb. Yeah, that's the leg that we saw. The crazy crap. That's crazy crap. Masks, okay. Disguising your identity and impairing your vision wouldn't really help matters much. You're pretty sure the monsters are going to eat anybody they meet. Where? Disguising your identity and it's the same as looking? It is, apparently. I don't know if they intended that. Byers could try to wear one of these masks, but you have a feeling it wouldn't be very convincing. Spice it up. They're pretty dusty already. Batteries? Masks aren't powered by batteries. They're powered by your need to see the face perched on top of a human body as a human face. That's why they're creepy, because they're not human. They're not anything. And the person wearing one could be anybody. Interesting. Pogs. You could put pogs in the eyes. That would actually be pretty creepy. It might even scare off the monsters. Maybe if you could rapidly cycle the pogs somehow. It would look really cool, you bet. That was a Homestuck reference. This about covers it for food and entertainment in the attic. Hopefully you won't be stuck up here for too long. You might have to eat those. Your heirloom. You got a feeling that it likes masks? You don't know what to make of that. You don't know what to make of any of that, any part of that sentence. You put the key back in your pocket where it doesn't want to go. What? Shut up. Just, okay. You feel like the other end of the room is where you should go. With the key. The game just telling you, go use the fucking key already. But no, I gotta do a bunch of stupid stuff so you can write a bunch of stupid things. So come on. You don't want to send all the creepy masks clattering across the floor. Not while you're still hiding out from monsters, at least. Otherwise, it'd be your heart's fondest desire. Your ballet company of one is a little small to perform a mask, but I think that's how you say it. But you suppose it all depends on how long you're stuck up here. What about here? What's this? No. This. Ick. More of his guns. These are antiques and would probably fetch a tidy sum at auction. But you think the only real perk to their antiquity is it probably means it's been ages since they were used to murder anything furry and precious. I'll tap dance on that. Sounds like a great way to send a net full of definitely loaded guns tumbling towards you, Joey. As the ballerina yearns to escape the prison of gravity, so too do these guns yearn to not be in a net to be shooting friendly animals. Tough luck, jerks. Key them. Go. Your mother left you this beautiful key for some reason is tingling in your hand. Your pa left you a net full of guns. He also just left you. Period. Haha, he's not here and rarely is. Ugh. These are basically the opposite of pet treats. Pet treats are for making animals happy, and these are, well, making animals into meat. Pog them. In the cold calculus of capitalism, the value of these antique guns, or these pretty new pogs, is merely a function of whatever someone will pay for them. When that someone is you, their value is pretty much nil. Batteries. Only laser guns from the future use batteries. Those are slightly less stupid than regular guns because they're not real. Actually, yeah, if you dump a little spice mix down the barrel and it ruins the gun somehow, you'll have to just use one of his other dozens of guns, I guess. Fires, go! Sweet, precious buyers shouldn't be anywhere near those things. When you think about how many kind animal friends they've probably blasted... What is his problem? Your pa, you mean, not buyers. He doesn't have a problem as far as you could tell. Alright. What's this? This is less creepy than the hyper-muscled horseman fountain in the yard, but it isn't really saying much. Yeah, it looks like a little horse there or something. There's that thing we saw. Oh, there's cages up there. Some very old pigeon cages. You suggest they'd be thrown out, but old cages definitely fit with the aesthetic up here. Put buyers in the cage. One might expect that after all the fracas he's been through, this little guy would be eager to return to the safety of a cage, but he's reluctant to leave your hand. Perhaps you two have bonded. Is the true cage friendship? Oh wait, no, there's some old poop in there. They're pretty far out of your reach. If you threw some spice mix up there, perhaps a single grain might reach. Batteries, go! Look at them, gently swaying in the eerie wind. They don't need your batteries. They don't need anything. They are, despite your obsolescence? Obsolescence? Some of the most utterly content things you've ever seen. Pog 'em, go! They're avian captives long freed from their bars, and most likely from the cage of their own flesh. The cages were given a new life as stupid toy jails. Yeah, take that, Pogs. From the iron cages to special extra nice treats. Pets have come a long way in this household over the years, except for all the ones that got murdered and taxidermied by your stupid pa. If all this thing unlocked with some empty cages in the attic, well, Not that your life has any obligation to be entertaining or to deliver some kind of payoff on the narrative expectations it raises, but that would be really anticlimactic. Let's tap dance for it. That'd make them crash to the floor, which might do some damage. You keep that plan in reserve just in case the monsters break down the door. Things have gotten pretty dark, but cage dancing, Joey? Not that there's anything wrong with it, of course. You guess? You're not sure how you're supposed to feel about women dancing in cages. Is it girl power? Or not? Sometimes it is just so hard to know what is or isn't girl power. Alright, and then we gotta do the same for that horse head thing. It rocks a little, pitifully, but eagerly as if it hopes you'll ride it. It's the saddest thing you've ever seen. This poor thing would probably explode into kindling if you so much as lightly squeezed its sides with your powerful ballet-strengthened legs. Its dead, hooded eyes tell you everything you need to know. This horse was way down the list of treasured family heirlooms. Not like your beautiful key here, which is... Has it always been this very hot and very cold simultaneously? Let's feed that poor horse head. Excuse it would be you may be stuck in here a while. You should ration these. You show it a pug, but it doesn't seem to care. This poor thing radiates ennui. You're getting a real for-sale baby shoes, never worn vibe from this horse. Pogs. Oh, I already did pogs. I thought I did food. My bad. Rocking horses don't run on batteries. They run on boredom, you guess. Imagination? Something like that. Definitely not magic, though. Just how hungry are you, Joey? A horse, however generously spiced, is a desperate meal at the best of times, and this one seems more likely to give you splinters than satisfaction. Buyers, go! Buyers rides the little horse head as if it were a human, and the horse head were an enormous decapitated horse head that somebody was riding for some reasons unknown. Alright, nothing there. What's up here? Ick, more of his guns. These are antiques and probably fetch a tight... Oh, I think that's the same as the ones down here. What's over here? Why does he love globes so much? Maybe they remind him of adventure. All of this little abstract geological features, the jagged borders of exotic nations, the tiny bumps representing mountains. Unfortunately, whenever you look at globes in school or wherever, they just remind you of him. Let's tap dance on those globes. They'd probably scatter all over the place, and you don't think you want to attract any attention right now with a globe-based cacophony. I don't know, actually that wouldn't be a bad barricade in my opinion. Weird, most of these globes don't even have a Russia on them, or France, or any of the other ballet places. Let's give it a key. Unfortunately, you can't find any place on these old globes for a key. You're glad there isn't a giant keyhole on the surface of the actual planet, though. It would be a horrible thing to fall into. Ugh. That's a way to give me nightmares. You toss a pet treat amongst the pile of globes. They don't fight over it. They're very well trained. But yeah, like a giant pit, like a never-ending pit in the world would be fucking scary as hell. I saw one in a game and it just made me go like, ugh, that's just creepy. I think they have those at, like, tourist traps or something, but I bet you they're just deep holes. That's all they are. If these were really old globes, they'd be flat. They'd look like a bunch of giant pogs. You shudder at the thought. These aren't like the fancy globes in Pa's study, you assume. They don't need batteries or lasers or anything like that. Or wait, are these just a bunch of failed prototypes? Is your attic full of busted globes because your stupid Pa needed to build a globe-based puzzle to keep the attic locked? Nah, you're really not in the mood for international cuisine. Ugh, that one was pretty bad. I guess you brought it on yourself, though, trying to use those completely unrelated things together for no reason, better reason than to see what would happen. Be on top of the world, Buyers. Buyers wrestles in and out among the wreckage of the broken worlds. It is disconcertingly adorable. Alright, I think that's everything we could do to procrastinate. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright. Let's do the thing. Globes. let's look at this. You can't avoid noticing the drape rustling around, although you really wish you could. Better see what's under there now, though, before it gets the drop on you. Now let's dance on it. As you dance, you resolve to ignore this mysterious alluring drape, this beguiling and bewitching cascade of velvet and mysteries that you have come to realize, as you continue to dance and to ignore this drape and the object it covers, may be more menacing and monstrous than you knew. Is the object beneath this drape, which you are still ignoring with the fierce and focused intensity on your dancing, the opening note of a sonata in a minor key, or a key that tilts the tumblers, locking away the secrets in a young girl's head, or rather, in her hand? You have no idea since you're obviously ignoring this thing forever. What about ballet? You dance, and the drape, whipped mysteriously in a wind of unknown origin. Is it your partner, complimenting your movements, or the curtain, restless, ravenous to rise? And if it is the curtain, onto what strange stage are you to trapeze? Tripes? I'm not sure. I always say trapeze. But whatever. Trapes. Oh, trapes. That's what it was. Trapes. Excuse me. You hear the music in your head. You feel the steps calling your feet to take them. And you know the curtain must soon rise. And you rise with it, to occasions or to baits, yet unbidden and unabated. You have a feeling it's going to be a hell of a show. Alright, don't use that on there yet, because I feel like that's the answer. Buyers. The pigeon slips under the drape. After a moment, you hear the terrifying sound of pigeon snores. You reach under and retrieve him. As much as this thing is whipping around with such a pronounced and steady rustling, you're likely to get that spice mix blown right back into your face. Batteries, go! Seems like it's already doing fine on wind energy. Ha! But really, where the heck is that wind coming from? Pogs, go! You toss a pog toward the thing, but whatever wind is blowing that drape catches the pog in the air and carries it off to... Well, if you're being honest, you stop paying that close attention to what happens to pogs after you throw them at things. Treats, go! Whatever is under that drape, something tells you that it is hungry. That's not quite the right word, but expectant? Demanding? Like if a mystery could pound its fist and demand to be solved, that's the feeling whispering to your whole body. Alright, we tried everything, now the key. Geez, you can barely hold on to the key. It's like it's pulling you forward, closer to whatever's on the other side of this drape. Alright. Pull that drape. Move that drape. Cutscene. Oh, okay. That was interesting. Let's take a look at it. Sorry, I had to drink some water. You have no idea what this is. You don't know where it came from or how long it's been here. Did you know about this? Is that why he really sent you to the attic? No, that doesn't make any sense. Did your pa know? It looks kind of different from the stuff he usually dumps off here. Feels different in your mind, at least. Wait, what? You having trouble thinking clearly? Trouble keeping your train of thought? How long have you been standing there? Let's operate it. You don't know how to operate this thing, except of course to put a key in it and turn it. That seems like the obvious thing, doesn't it? Like the most obvious and necessary thing you've ever known, and we're always going to do, and have always known, and do it now. Now, the key, do it, open the door. Nah, I don't wanna. Byers, go. You hold Byers in front of the impressive piece of machinery. He is plainly mystified. Spice it up, go. It looks pretty clanky and rusty. Dumping a bunch of gritty spice on it probably won't help it do what it's intended to do, which is batteries, go. Doesn't look like it needs batteries. More like it's waiting for something else. Hold on. Waiting? A weird machine sitting in your attic can't wait, right? Pogs, go! No. This is important. Keep that garbage away from the thing. Ugh. You keep having weird thoughts about this machine, and you're not sure why, but you are sure you don't like it. Except the pogs are garbage stuff. That was all you. Those things on the sides, they don't look like pets. Well, not good ones anyway. They do look like they might be hungry. No, not the key yet. Let's dance for it. Parts of that thing look rickety, but somehow you think it'll stand up to you tap dancing on it. You need something a little stronger than just your shoes and your step to break this thing. Weird. Why do you feel like you already know this thing will make music? Maybe it's like a really complicated organ and maybe you saw it in a book somewhere? None of that seems right. What the heck is it? Alright. We've fucked around enough, I think. Maybe. Yes, definitely. Yes, geez, wow, yes, you. Okay, yeah, you want to do that. Just, yeah, the keyhole. Do it. You feel like you have to. I thought I did do that. Huh. Oh, I guess I have to directly look. Oh, there you go. The keyhole! It calls out to your mind. Wait, what? Key! You picture your heirloom. Key! Get it. Use it! Start it. Now. Key. Woo. Key. Woo. Screw that. Byers, go as the key. You place Byers next to the keyhole. He gets that look in his eye. The look a watchmaker gets when presented with a broken watch. The look a surgeon gets when opening up a broken person. The practiced evaluation of a familiar problem. Without hesitation and with incomparable confidence, the pigeon jams his beak right into the keyhole and gets stuck. You wiggle it free. I was a goddamn stupid pigeon. This feels important. Maybe the most important thing you've ever seen. You don't think you should waste it by dumping it all over this weird machine. Something goes in there, yeah, but you don't think it's batteries. Pogs. Oh yeah, definitely! Your brother's Pogs. This crappy cardboard discs with cartoon characters on them, the things that didn't exist until a few years ago, are the secret answer to activating this enormous clockwork snake machine that's been in your attic forever. Puzzle solved. Adventure over. Cool. Yay! Food goes in there. If you were going to feed this thing, you wouldn't feed the mouths on the side. Although you don't really want to get anywhere near those. Tap dance forward. Go! The machine remains unmoved. Tap dancing was not the answer this time. An elegant turn, but not the turn that'll make this thing, do whatever it's going to do. Use keyhole. You feel like you should, somehow, like you were always going to? It's a difficult sensation to describe, even to yourself, but what goes in there? Okay, I get it. If I did that and then the Pogs, that would have been much more hilarious. But okay. HiveSwap. Roll credits. And then we were here. We lost our heirloom, so we only have 5 things to fuck around with now. Let's look at this. Some kind of weird electric bug? It seems to be trying to communicate. Maybe we should pick it up for a closer look. Inspect it, Byers, go! You pause. Maybe you should try figuring out what this thing is before you start shoving Pogs into it or tap dancing on it or whatever wild deal you were just entertaining. Oh, so it thought about it. It thought about it, so yeah. Alright, pick it up. You pick up the flashing board. Words blink on the screen in an unfamiliar alphabet. for some reason, you can understand it anyway.
Hello? Is someone in there? Is this a chat room? If a moderator is present, I require some assistance, please.
That's right.
Huh?
There was a huge explosion. Were you harmed?
Thanks for asking, although I didn't see an explosion. Well, maybe I did. Sorta?
The roof of your hive is totally jacked.
If you say so. Wait, you can see my roof? Who are you? What do you mean, my hive?
Oh no. I'm so sorry. I forgot the code again. I'm really trying, I swear. It's just because I was so worried about you, I wasn't thinking, and it'll never happen again, I promise.
What's going on?
Nothing. All that matters is that you're okay. You are okay, right?
Who are you? Where am I? And X? I think who are you is the probably more important question.
Who are you?
I'm Zephyros. Oh no. That was a test, wasn't it? Okay, I know I just said it would never happen again, and I mean that starting from now. No exceptions to the code. I'm absolutely not Zephyros.
Right. Let's do with the X thing. X smile face?
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
It never hurts to be sorry.
Where am I?
Where am I?
Okay, yeah, I know this one for sure. You're in your basement, right? I mean, you're not there. You're somewhere else. X smile. Oops, did I say the wrong thing? Where do you want me to tell you you are?
So, Zephyros? I'm getting that I'm in a basement somewhere, but you think we shouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I got it right. Didn't I?
If you say so. I don't suppose you know what the deal is with this huge machine with the snakes on it. It's sort of like the one in my attic. Except the one in my attic wasn't so space age and it didn't have a weird force field bubble.
Attic?
You know, down the hall up the stairs. The highest room in the house.
Oh, duh. More code. Sorry. Yeah, the secret weapon. I'm sorry about that. Tetrademic.
Secret weapon? Tetrademic?
Sorry, I know I keep messing up. I'm doing my best.
What is tetrademic?
Your name? I mean, not your name.
My name isn't tetrademic.
Of course not. Never know who might be reading. Oh geez, what was your code name again?
My name is Joey.
Right, I knew that. This was all my fault. I'm sorry. I had no idea things would go so wrong.
Wait, what?
I was going to ask you first, but then I thought maybe it was a quiz and that if I had to stop to ask you, I would fail it, so I put the battery in the weapon like you said.
What? What are you talking about?
I thought you left that weird paper out on the Kratos instructions.
Weird paper?
Not weird. Wait. The plan is great, Joey. The heiress will never expect it. I mean, I'm still not sure what it is exactly, but still. Just proud to be entrusted with such an important duty.
Hey, let me get back to you.
Also, that voice really just came out of nowhere. I don't know, this voice? Okay. Zephyros, that can't be his real name, right? Mentioned something about a weird paper on the floor. He was being pretty weird himself, but you get the sense it might be kind of important. Maybe, if you stretch out all your problem-solving skills to their limit, you might be able to find the paper that is clearly laying on that chunk of crate right there in plain view. Ah, right there. Well, let's look around more, so... Look. It looks like the thing from your attic that brought you here. The force field is a pretty striking point of contrast, though. Maybe you could use this thing to get home somehow? Please? Go home? That didn't exactly hurt, but it was kind of tingly. You don't think you'll be able to reach the portal while that force field's on. Go! Byers. Byers regards the shimmering portal with the same dazed cluelessness with which he regards everything else in existence. He is endearingly democratic in his stupidity. Spices, go! Are you worried about your time running out? How about batteries? This thing doesn't seem to need any additional power. Look at it sizzle. Pogs, go! That is the biggest flamer you've ever seen. Looks like around 11 days and counting. Down, not up. What if you just stayed in this room forever? The melancholy glow of this mysterious device your only company. What if you just bucked the system and refused to scramble about rearranging the deck chairs on this sinking ship to the rhythms of an indifferent string quartet who lurk just out of sight every moment of your life? Well, fine, but you'd still only have about 11 days before this timer ran out. Whatever that means. So there's multiple points of clicking on this. Well, that's not what I wanted to do, but give yummy bits to the portal. This thing ain't no treat, and you don't think you'll be petting it anytime soon. Let me see if this is the same. Yeah, it is. Okay. Pogs in there. Yes, we did that. The portal responds to your tap dancing. The force field dissipates and you return home immediately. Wait, no it doesn't. You're just caught up in one of your hallucinatory fugues of dance optimism. You guess this thing is protected by one of those rare force fields that doesn't power down just because someone did ballet near it. Look, buyers, regard the timer. Does it chill you to the core of your little birdie pigeon soul? Oh, you bet your boots it does. He doesn't say anything, but you're sure. Fear not, bear buyers. Joey Clare, extraordinaire, is on the case. How about we spice it? Are you worried about your time running out? Still the same. Okay, there you go. You give it a little dusting with your spice mix. In a strange way, it makes you feel slightly better about everything. Batteries on the clock? You wonder, if you put this battery in something like a toy or something, the pictures aren't important. This is just a thought experiment. Would it run out before the timer did? Also, is this timer counting down to something that will kill you and everyone you have ever loved? Pog the time. Oh no, will you have time to fully appreciate these pogs before... Okay, you're done. You have a pet treat tantalizing toward the timer. It resists your offer. It has a will of iron. Tap dance the time? You dance like there's no tomorrow. Wait, scratch that. You dance like there are roughly 10 tomorrows. The possibility of some vague, quasi-imminent disaster lends your steps of heady moodiness. It's way too dark here for you to turn your flashlight off. Okay, that's good to know. Was there anything else over there that mattered? No. What's... I busted a robot? It seems like something pretty intense went down here just before you arrived. Okay, see that, buyers? Look at the busted robot. Keep buyers away from that thing. It still could be dangerous. Spice up the robot? The spices failed to make the robot even remotely functional or appetizing. Oh, batteries, actually. It seems to be busted up beyond what some new batteries could fix. At least in death, it's immune to the abuse from your stupid pogs. Treats? Something tells you that this busted heap of scrap isn't treat compliant. Yes, the busted parts rattle around just a little. So mildly, you could barely see it. But it happened. Dance? You're just not motivated to dance on this robot's grave. What's this? It's a futuristic forklift. It probably is what moved the giant crate here. Operate? You don't know how to drive this thing. It doesn't seem to be on anyway. Byers knows. You can just imagine Byers driving a forklift with a little hat, you guess, and well, his wings wouldn't reach the steering knob, and plus the forklift isn't working, and... Okay, yes, you can't imagine it. Spice it up. Putting sugar in the gas tank probably isn't going to help. Batteries? The forklift does seem like it might need power, but you can't find a place to put your crummy little batteries. Nice try, doofus, you mutter to yourself under your breath, and not for the first time. Your spirit nearly broken, you somehow struggle on. Pog it. Either this thing doesn't run on pogs, or its pog-based fuel tank is not currently empty, and the problem is something else. Mush, noble forklift. Yah, yah, treats, go! Run for the treats, go! Mush, you indolent beast! Hath thee no hunger? Tap dance. You give the forklift some accelerando, and it don't want no part of it. You try to engage the forklift in a little pas de deux, but it remains in the first position. Door. You can hear awful slams and growls coming from the other side of this door. You aren't even going to try to open it. Your ballet doesn't seem to have opened the door, which is really for the best since it doesn't seem to have calmed down the angry monster on the other side either. You fire off the back Irish into a flea hop, but the door remains closed. You try to force a pet treat under the shed door to placate whatever wild monster is kicking up a ruckus in there, but it just won't fit. You feel kind of bad for the monster, but also pretty relieved that it's in there instead of out here. Pogs, go. You slide one of the pogs into the door in an attempt to placate the ferocious beast you can hear on the other side of the door. If anything, this seems to make it more angry. You stick a battery into the side of the shed door and pretend it's a doorknob. You turn it. It doesn't work. You guess you could have tried powering this mysterious door somehow with your battery, but you have no idea how to do that, and it probably wouldn't work, so you decided to fail in a more whimsical manner. Ah, what a treat. Creepy basement door with some spice on it, just like Mama used to make. Whoops, now you're sad and scared. Byers? Byers is plainly freaked out by the sounds coming from the other side of this door. You can't blame him, because you are too. You attempt to do something with the tablet and this control panel, but you don't know how. Maybe talk to that guy again? Byers lacks the sterling mental acuity necessary to use this control panel. He also falls asleep if you put a napkin on his head because he thinks it's nighttime, so this comes as something less than a shock. You sprinkle a bunch of spice mix down the control panel's most inviting crevices. It is now running 0.00006% less efficiently. You don't see a removable panel to add the batteries. Wait, oh gosh, there it... No, wait, no panel. Pogs? You try to jauntily flip a pog into the coin slot of the control panel, like it's an old-timey jukebox, but there's no coin slot, and you also accidentally flip the pog directly into your own eye, so you don't think you'll be including this in this moment in your hero memoirs. Oh, if only the humbled control panel could be a pet. If only. Ah, little panel, simple and kind, floating through life like a baby miracle. You would shower it in pet treats, if that were possible, but it isn't, so that dream is dead. Tap dance it? You dance your heart out. The control kiosk is unaffected. Everyone's a critic. A cold, metal critic in a dark, anonymous basement. Everyone who doesn't like your dancing is that. No response. What a snobby little Philistine this control panel turned out to be. Alright, how many other dumb things can I do? It's another gun. This one looks a lot more sophisticated and deadly than your pa's weaponry, which you left back in the attic. You think you'll leave this one where it is, too. Equip. You don't think so. It looks kind of weird, but it's still plainly a gun. Let's tap dance for it. Are you graceful enough to dodge lasers? You hope you won't have to find out. Tap dancing on a ray gun sounds like a really surreal way to die. You could jam the pet treats down the barrel of the ray gun, you guess. Okay, you got nothing on this one. Oh yeah, you can flip the pog way up in the air and shoot a hole in it, demonstrating your crackerjack marksmanship and your distaste for cardboard garbage discs. You could do both of these things at once, if you didn't hate guns. If the ray gun were out of range, maybe you could power it with this battery, except you have no interest in doing that because you don't use guns. You don't use them. If your pa were here, he would probably be all about this stupid thing. But you're not. You're Joey Clare, dang it. Joey Clare's crappy pa, not Joey Clare's crappy pa. Ugh. I misread that. If you had some kind of meat, you could maybe spice it up and cook it with the sci-fi ray gun. I hope you don't like guns, you don't have any meat, and you're not a lunatic who dreams of eating lasered meat in some weird dark room. I think that was mildly a Homestuck reference too. His delicate little winglings are too clumsy to work the trigger, you assume. You won't be testing that particular hypothesis. Alright, nothing on that side anymore, right? Because that's the forklift, yeah. Oh. If you hid inside this crate, you think you'd be nervous that it was somehow going to suddenly close up around you, and you'd be left screaming in the dark in a slimy box somewhere, impossibly far away from your home. So you don't think you'll be hiding in that crate just now. You could perform some quick bit of ballet in the crate, like it was some kind of oversized creepy music box, but there's already an oversized creepy music box in the room, and you don't want to gild the oversized creepy lily. The slippery goo slick surface of the crate's wooden interior would serve as a lousy stage for the ribald staccato of your fancy footwork, and it's also pretty dark in here, so you'll pass. Wow, pet treats in an enormous crate. All that's missing is some kind of monstrous behemoth to eat the treats and live in the crate and maybe eat you too, and oh man, you're freaking yourself out again! When it comes to Pogs, it's hard for you to muster any crate enthusiasm. That was... Ugh. The crate seems to be fulfilling its functions as a crate without the alliterative assistance of your clumsy copper tops. You spice the crate to the zest of your abilities. It is now a spicy crate. Save time, however, you used to refer to it as a crate, if you have any reason to refer to it. It looks too much like a big version of his cage back home if you send him in... if you send him inside, he'd have a hard time getting him to come out. To be perfectly frank, it doesn't look all that much like his cage, but he is kind of a moron, so you decide to play it safe. Alright. You pick up a hand-drawn, scribbled-on diagram of the portal, showing how the pieces fit together. Before I do anything about that, a faded copy of a hand-drawn diagram, labeling the parts of the mysterious portal and showing how they fit together. Buyers, take a look at this. This diagram does not seem to incorporate pigeons, neither as a vital component nor as a recurring visual motif. Spice it up. You sprinkle some magic spice mix on the diagram in the hopes that it will reveal some kind of spice-activated invisible ink. Your hopes are dashed. Batteries. According to this diagram, your batteries could be used to... Okay, time to come clean. You have no idea how to read this stupid thing. Pogs? This diagram is way too visually busy. As such, it would be pretty lousy slamming grid for your Pog battles. Yes, that's it! All you have to do is jam in some pet treats in between the gears, and it'll stop working. Of course, there's the force field to deal with. And you aren't sure how you'd get the thing open even if the force field was down. And you've already been launched into who knows how far through the inky blackness of space, marooned in some weird techno basement without any idea how to get back home. And you're still so very, very hungry. And the kids at school are mean. And sometimes you feel like you should make more of an effort to relate to Jude, but he's so stupidly self-assured, and you aren't sometimes, and it's hard to be a nice big sister when you resent him for that. And, as long as we're on the subject, your babysitter's drinking is maybe getting out of hand. But once you get that stuff taken care of, pet treats to the rescue. Looks like somebody already shook this to pieces. The steps seem a little too complicated for you to follow, at least without some dedicated study first. Additionally, it's some kind of detailed mechanical schematic and not some dance step, so that's going to be a bit of a hurdle. Okay, yeah, I can't do anything with that. Alright, let's see what he's saying.
Hey, I found the paper you were talking about. So, what do I do with it?
Okay, give me a minute. I know this. I'm so really sorry. I didn't think you'd be quizzing me right after what happened. I swear I'll prepare better next time.
It's okay.
Wow, really?
Yes, really. It's not a quiz. I have no idea what any of this means.
Oh, jeez. Is it a test?
No! I seriously have no idea what's going on here. I've never seen this thing before. What's it telling me?
I'm doing my best, but I don't know what you want me to do. Please tell me what you want me to say.
So, this paper seems like some kind of schematic for the portal I just came through. It looks kind of familiar, not just the portal, but the paper itself. I don't know how that would be possible, though. Anyway, is that right? Is this a diagram for the snake machine?
Well, if I remember right, that thing is a guide to the weapon.
The weapon? You mean this snake portal?
Oops, the code. Okay, yes, the portal.
Can I unlock the snake machine with this? Is that what I should do?
Unlock the snake machine? Oh, the serpent security program for your Hive's power hexagrid. Yes! If that's what you want, Tetrarch. You can always do whatever you want.
Wow. Will that thing you said. Will that help me get out of here?
Exactly. Just put all X fingers on the back of your tablet until the control panel uplink executes.
X? 10?
Oh no. I'm in trouble. I did exactly what I'm not supposed to do. This was a test and I blew it, of course, you remember, and I definitely shouldn't have said any of that. I'm so sorry. It's hard to keep up with these espionage rules sometimes.
Okay, I'll just go check that out.
I'm so sorry, Tetrarch.
I'm just gonna leave you to whatever it is that you do.
A futuristic-looking door in a gloomy, futuristic-looking bunker-like place. Maybe all the answers are through here. Let's give it some food. You have no idea how to open this thing. You don't even see a handle. If you had to guess, it looks like it's automatic, but the power seems to be off in here. Off in here? You think. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's tap dance for it. You have no idea how to open this thing. You don't even see a handle. If you had to guess, it looks to be auto... Oh, so no matter what I do. This repeats. Yeah. Okay, this is still repeating. I thought I was supposed to use this to open it, so that was my bad, actually. You place all 10 of your fingers on the back of the tablet and approach the control panel. Hey, some kind of password and entry program appears on the screen. Oh, right, this is Snake. I remember doing this when I first played this game some time back. Alright, I guess I got it, maybe? Okay. Oh. Hello? Okay, we made it in here.
Hey! Hey, Xerox. Are you there?
I don't know how I feel about the codename Xerox. It's pretty close to Zephyros, don't you think? I mean, imagine I called you damn it. Not that I ever would do that. Sorry.
Okay, I don't really know what to say about any of that.
Sorry.
It's fine, stop apologizing. It's actually really annoying when you do that all the time, FYI.
Oh, sorry.
Forget about it. I want to ask you about the security console. I played the game on it, but all that happened was a forklift drove straight into the force field and exploded.
Whoa, your forklift exploded?
Yeah, it's not mine though. Is it yours? I'm sorry I wrecked it.
No, of course not. I mean, do you want me to take it? Because it's broken? I wouldn't mind. I mean, whatever. Up to you.
Alright. And then a weird monster menaced me into this other room, and then there's only one door. This is kind of a bad situation.
Weird monster?
Yeah, that, deer cat thing.
Dear cat thing? Are you having a fight with your Lucis? Not that it's any of my business.
Lucis?
Lucis? Is that what you call that thing? I barely got away with my life.
Wait a minute.
Are you?
Actually not Tetrarch Damic?
No, I'm Joey. Joey Claire. I don't know what's going on, but there's a bunch of big computers and boxes, and I don't know where I am or who you are, but you kept acting like you knew what was going on.
Well, what are you doing with Tetrarch's tablet?
Do you mean this Trapper Keeper laptop? I found it on the floor.
Oh no. Is Tetrarch Damic there? Maybe I could talk to him instead. Please. Please give the tablet to Tetrarch Damic, please.
I don't know who Tetrarch Damic is. I don't know who you are.
Could you look for him, please?
Okay, yeah, I'll just root around in this room that's filled with guns.
Okay, thanks.
This door is all that stands between you and that rampaging deer monster. No way! If you wanted to get killed by a weird monster in the basement, you would have stayed at home. Yeah. Something about the smooth power of these twin doors remind you a little of the Snake's Reef portal in the other room. In both sleek sets, you see a paradoxical union of immutability and coiled power. Immovable, and yet ready to move with no warning at all. Buyers, go! Buyer seems to sense the ferocious deer cat monster lurking just on the other side of this door. You could hit that deer cat with a snoot full of spice mix to scare it off, but after what happened to the monster in your kitchen, you're worried that might actually constitute lethal force. When you played that Snakes game, you seem to have restored power to this whole place, so there's no reason for you to go around jabbing your E-cell batteries at everything. Not that you'll let that stop you, of course. The doors are sealed together far too tightly for you to even entertain the goofy idea of slipping a pog between them. So you don't entertain the idea, and the idea doesn't really entertain you. You don't want to give that rampaging beast any further incentive to bust down this door and tear you to shreds, which obviously is what it was intending to do. Right? Yeah. The doors weather your staccato fury with a nary a tremble. You give the huge steel doors a stirring performance, but the curtains refuse to part, which is a good thing considering there's a slavering monster on the other side. Well, slavering might be a stretch, but look, you're pretty sure you saw it slaver. You're like 60% confident there was some conspicuous slavering. Sorry, drinking water. Let's see. That's a lot of boxes, crates, miscellaneous containers, etc. Pretty main stuff, if you're, in your honest opinion. Not your first box stack rodeo. The diagram doesn't call for boxes or bullets. Maybe because it uses kids for ammunition? I know I got a call, but I'm holding off. Does this stack of bullet-filled boxes remind buyers of your attic? Does Buyers miss his home? Is Buyers freaked out from being shot across space? Maybe you could grow some herbs and such yourself one day, but this is the wrong kind of box garden. What if you put the batteries in the box, and then when someone was frantically reaching into them, the boxes, for ammo, they, to someone, pulled them, the batteries, out instead? What a riot that would be, you guess. You could just dump these little trash discs here, but at this point, you feel like holding on to as much of home as you can. Just this specific point, though. You're liable to start hucking these things in the trash any minute now. You pretend the boxes are a herd of cute animals and stick a pet treat in the mouth of the nearest one. The others look at you expectantly. You have no interest in feeding them. You've chosen your favorite, and the rest must simply fend for themselves. You don't really know what any of this stuff is, but it all makes you extremely uncomfortable. Like the tablet, you seem to be able to read the text, but you'd kind of rather not. Looks like a map. Control room, Lucis over there, X marks the spot, stairs go up. Probably blah blah huge bitch over here. This is all the same text here. Yeah, okay. I just had to be sure. This reminds you of Jude's dorky conspiracy theories. Although, you guess maybe those weren't actually conspiracy theories? More like conspiracy facts, apparently. You guess the same may go for all this stuff, but geez, do these dorks have to dig themselves into such a crazy bones hole, what with the layered scrawls and everything? That's the same, that's the same. I also can't really read this either. I mean, I bet I could if I decided to get, you know, the decoder out. If you guys remember when I played, what was it, the Mansion game, Felt Mansion, the Homestuck fan game, there was a part where I had to decode the language. And we even got help from some people. Okay, yeah, they're all the same. We're not taking the call at the moment. This seems to be a map, but you don't recognize the shapes of any of the land masses depicted on it. Or, well, actually, now that you think about it, they maybe do look kind of familiar, but you're not sure where you would have seen them before. Spoiler alert, because it's totally a big spoiler. It's probably from those globes you were looking at. This sketchy diagram and this weird high-tech map clearly have nothing to do with one another. You're pretty much certain of it. Wow, is this how Byers sees the world? From high overhead, his powerful brain calcula... He couldn't keep any of that any longer. Up any longer. What a strange and familiar landscape. You wonder if the spice trade ever gripped this world in its flavorful maw the way it did in yours. You only wonder that for like a second, though. You sort of got a lot on your mind at the moment. No batteries needed. This thing must have kicked back into gear when you got the power back on. The red dots kind of look like pogs? Well, not really. Man, what if each of those red dots represented a friendly pet who needed a nice treat? A cute idea, but also alarming because who is going to give those friendly pets the nice treats they desperately need? It would seem you have your mission. You don't really know what this is all about. You would kind of like to never find out, please. Oh wait, forgot to do stamping. The screen looks pretty heavy and very expensive. Tap dancing it loose would be pretty hazardous to your health, both physically and financially. Maybe the red dots are all cultural hubs where you will one day perform your ballet for a crowd of admiring aliens. Or maybe not. Sometimes you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. If you ever come across this thing, well, you just hope you have a chance to get warmed up first. And send this heavy horde festoon monitor tumbling towards you? No thanks. How about give it some treats? Should that thing cross your path, you don't think you'll try feeding it. Whatever that thing is, you sincerely doubt it has a fatal pog allergy. You alone walk that path, it seems. The big monitor doesn't seem to need power, and the weird thing on the monitor, it seems to be just doing fine too. Gross. None of that looks like anything you want to eat. Doesn't look like anything that anyone should eat ever. You don't want to show that thing to buyers. You'd rather not deal with his fluttery terror poops right now. You actually do notice some weird aesthetic similarities with the twisting coiling stuff combined with the shiny plate stuff. You don't linger over these comparisons or anything, but you do notice them. Good job on that noticing. Alright, and that's it for observing around here, I guess. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Did you find him?
No!
Oh no. I don't know what to do. What should I do?
Oh my god. Why on earth are you asking me?
What's Earth?
What? Oh my god. Jude, is that you? This isn't one of your stupid practical jokes. This isn't funny.
No, I'm Zephyros.
Okay, Zephyros, tell me what's going on.
I don't really know. Actually, I'm kind of upset because you're yelling and that makes it harder to think. I know I'm not very smart or good at anything, but I really am trying my best. I'm sorry.
I can't believe this. I'm the one who just got shot through space into an alien nightmare horror house, and you expect me to make you feel better? Look, we all have self-esteem issues, but there's a time and a place for pathetic groveling, and it's not while I'm trying to not be devoured by alien monsters!
Wait, you're an alien?
I'm 2 seconds away from throwing this disgusting joke machine into any one of several of the massive piles of armed and dangerous garbage around me.
Wait, no, don't! This is exciting. I never met an alien before.
Excuse me, I got post-nasal drip going on, and I'm messing with my voice here.
I'm like seriously losing it. Most trolls never meet aliens until they go off planet to conquer them.
What?
Oh, okay. But like, you could be messing with me. Are you messing with me? The Tetrarch says I have to stop being so trusting. Oh, I know. Say something only an alien would say.
For Lightning Murph, I'm a Nightmare Squid God. I'm going to tap dance on your sad little nerd body into the ground. That sounds like fun.
I'm going to tap dance your sad little nerd body into the ground if you don't cut out this stupid baby nonsense right now. That's... Did you understand what I was asking? That was sort of a normal thing to say. No, it wasn't! That was not a nice thing to say at all. Ugh, sorry. This is all a little nuts, and the deer cat may have got me a little rattled. So you're not an alien. No, I am? I mean, if this seriously isn't Earth. Which, between the snake machines and the deer cat and the sci-fi technology, I'm willing to believe. Plus, there were some other monsters earlier, so I am having that kind of day. Monsters? Yeah, I managed to get past them barely. Whoa, you're so cool. You're like on a real adventure. Wait, what color is your blood? What kind of question is that? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I just wanted to be sure I knew before I made a mess of things. Okay. It's red? Really? Me too! Awesome! We could even be friends! This is so cool. Hey, maybe I could even help you. How? The Tetrax Lucis knows me. He'll calm down if I can get over there. By Lucis, you mean the deer cat monster? Yes. That's wonderful, thank you. Yeah! Except, I don't know. I'm still worried this might all be a big test. A test? I don't follow, sorry.
Boy, it's getting kind of frustrating having to say that over and over.
The Tetrarch is always testing me. If this is the final exam of the secrecy stuff and I blow it, he's gonna be really disappointed. Oh, I know. If you can prove you're an alien, I'll come over and help you out. Do you want me to say more alien things? No, I mean, I have no way to verify if those are true or not. Oh, send me a picture of you. I don't have any photos with me. And anyway, how could I get it to you? I'm trapped in here by that monster. Are you using the Tetrarch's tablet? Take the pics with that and
Xmit? I'm guessing that means transmit.
it over. Pics? Xmit? Pictures. Transmit. Okay, that's kind of a weird ask, Xerox, but I'll give it a shot. Here it goes.
Ooh. Hi. Your name is Zephyros Trito. You're having a difficult evening, just one of many in the predictable difficult life, because you are Rustblood trash. You've just witnessed beams of red and green energy erupt from the hive of your best friend Tetrarch Damic right before a squadron of Imperial drones snatched up half of your neighbors. So it's safe to say your revolutionary efforts are not going great. Oh, and it seems you received a package. You shouldn't draw attention to yourself right now. Weakly wobble the box later. Oh, okay. As of Rustblood, you are gifted with telekinesis, the ability to move objects with your mind. Gifted is in quotes because you're being kind of sarcastic about your powers being so weak. All right, let's look at this. It's a delivery from Scythian with the item you ordered quite a long time ago. You guess it arrived during all the confusion. All right, let's open it up. You open up the package. Inside is the Flarp manual. This edition of Flarp is focused on spy games, intrigue, and rebellion. Tetrarch Damic modeled a lot of his underground resistance ideas after this system. It's absolutely permitted for you to use your real-life telekinesis in a Flarp session. Of course, yours is so pitifully weak, it's not like it was going to be an unfair advantage any way you sliced it. And we don't have our gun thing right now, so this is like a bit before we started chatting, I think. Anything to observe? Let's see. Tetrarch Damic says your really infrequent and unreliable omni-scuttle coach schedule is symptomatic of an infrastructure engineered to prevent cased mobility, and since you nod while he says it, he hasn't explained what that means. Outglut, a subgrub of the greater stem cluster of Thrashthrust. Outglut is where you grew up. That's the same. So all in the distance is the same? Oh, hey. Tetragramix hive. You hope he's in one of the parts that haven't been annihilated by massive beams of light. The heiress just launched a new carbonated hydration juice flavor, Claw Gunk. You're required to buy whatever she's selling or be cold anyway, so you're not sure why she bothers advertising. Anything else interesting here? Can I telekinesis the town? Nah. Can I flarp the town? Oh, what? What happened there? At this distance, with your impotence, you're not even sure what you were really trying to do. You'd never use your psychic powers on the Tetrarch's hive. What about here? Why bother to fail? Those billboards are everywhere. How about on that train? Seems like there's a delay. Okay. Let's try it from here. Nah, it doesn't work on that, apparently. Okay, well, there's nothing else I could do. I don't think I could flarp this. Playing flarp was Tetragramix's idea. Most things are. That doesn't work on that. And this plus advertising? Clawgunk would be a good name for a flarp villain. She'd be a vicious totalitarian, fuchsia-blooded megalomaniac. And you think you suddenly understand why so many flarp writers get cold. And there's a really cool flarp module about a city ruled by monsters who view the population as a source of food and cheap labor. Or there used to be a flarp about that, but all the copies were burned and everyone who worked on it was cold as rebels. Okay, I think that's about everything we could do there. I assume. Let's look at our place. The door to your respite block, where you sleep. You're standing on your gander precipice. Yeah, I can't do anything else in there, so okay. Alright, let's see what Zephyros has to say. Well, what stuff he has to do. White gloves, shoe polish, training silverware, everything an involuntary aspiring butler needs. Apparently this does not affect that much. If I book it. You don't need any help from Flarp to imagine what it would be like to have to train as a butler. All you need is your imagination and the brutal limiting case system, which prevents you from realistically pursuing any other path in life. Alright then. You play Pusher, of course. Burgundies are ideally suited to this position because of their telekinetic powers and their ability to commune with dead players. Also, Pusher is the most dangerous position and no one really cares if Rustbloods get killed. This is not depressing at all, right? You use these to practice your budding powers of telekinesis. You still aren't very good yet, but you sure showed these spoons who's boss. Yes, that's right. Practice makes almost adequate. That's the Burgundy way. Your mind flexes with the pulsing might of your phenomenal telekinetic powers, and you bend a tiny little silver spoon, without even using your little grubby fingers. Big, tough guy. Better bring this along, just in case you run into any bent soup. You already bent this rusty little guy as far as you can. Any further and you'll break him. You already bent all these. There's nothing left to bend, and, you realize with a jolt, no way to accurately train for buttling. It's a good thing you may end up on the run pretty soon, you guess, because taking your rights with a pile of bent spoons would be suicide. What if I spoon the spoons? Might as well hold on to this one. Who knows, it might come in handy in some kind of semi-contrived fashion. By defeating this pile of silver spoons, you've gained... Let's see... Nope, you've actually lost a bunch of experience points, since the spoons are less valuable now than they were before. Whoops. Bent spoon, let's see... Let's cess. Okay. Spoon, bent. See utensil. Alright, utensil. See tool. Tool. See weapon. Okay, weapon is listed on just about every page. Why is the index in this thing so terrible? Let's look. Your Where Grid Study Scroll. To be honest, only Indigos really care about what fork goes where, and they crush anything they pick up anyway. You suppose the knives in your silverware set could do some serious damage. Too bad you're only comfortable handling the spoons. It doesn't match any of the spoons on the poster, not anymore. You should slip this bad boy on the table at some high society dinner and watch all the blue bloods squirm. That'd be a really funny thing to see immediately before being executed. Some butlers are so skilled at telekinesis that they're able to set entire tables at once. Every rake prong and bile scooperin exactly in the right place. It's still pretty awful. You can't get excited about the butler life, no matter how hard you try. Study. You pretty much got this memorized already. It's like fork, fork, mega fork, micro fork, knife fork, fool's fork. That about covers it. Those are very interesting types of forks. Arena stickball has always been the only time you really feel like yourself. When you're out on the velvet, your brawler defending you against the opposing prowlers and zappers, and I guess thinking about it too much makes you a little sad now. I'm guessing that's his sports ball. You attempt to wrench loose the chandelier with devastating blast of telekinetic might. You fail to succeed, but you do succeed to fail. What a daring dream, to swing in front of your sports-themed chandelier and, land on your bed, you guess? This is a pretty meager roleplay experience. You let the dream die. Sounds like a great way to electrocute yourself. You keep that in mind in case a less painful death seems unavoidable. You're reminded of the week Tetrarch Demic made you sleep on the floor as a training exercise. It was hard at first, and maybe he could have told you it was on a training exercise beforehand instead of just saying, sleep on the floor until I tell you otherwise, but it really toughened you up. You can sleep anywhere now. The Tetrarch is always making sure you're prepared for anything. This is roughly around when you might normally be going to sleep, but the current circumstances, i.e. your imminent death if you don't escape, are not conducive to sleep. They are conducive to dying, though. Let's spoon that. You're not supposed to eat the soap or slime, which is easy because, gross, why would you want to? Some FLARP modules contain optional rule sets for fatigue mechanics. You think that sounds exhausting, but one of the effects of soap or slime in your Recupercoon is to keep your devastating telekinetic powers in check while you're asleep. Otherwise, you might lightly jostle things in your room whilst dreaming. I guess if your powers were more, well, powerful, this would be a bigger deal. We got some clothes here. Oh hey, it's your arena stickball gear. You play Pusher. It brings back fond memories of your seasons playing in the Outglut Grub League. You're trying out for the Thrash Thrust Junior League soon, but you're a little rusty. If you blow it, you could get cold. Between band practice with Tetrarch Demic, Revolution lectures from Tetrarch Demic, and butling practices, you mostly serve Tetrarch Demic, they really haven't had the time you need to practice. Speaking of, there's your brand new butler uniform. It brings back less than fond memories of when you ordered it, sweeps ago. Delivery to Rustbloods like you is so slow. And hey, there's your smash suit, from when the Tetrarch helped you practice cool action movie stunts. Your memory from that time is a little hazy, actually. You could lightly jostle your clothes on their hangers, but it doesn't sound like it'd be worth the nosebleed. All your outfits grant various stat bonuses in FLARP, of course, but they also come with heavy stat penalties, usually, or in your case, outweighing the bonuses. This bent spoon won't give you any trouble. As evidenced by your clothes, you have no problem with unconventional taste. Let's see. Oh, what's this? You'll never forget the season your arena stickball team took 3rd place in the Outglut Grub League, but just in case you do, this featureless white orb is here to remind you. Every lowblood who's ever picked up the mic dreams of competing on Slam or Get Cold, the winner leaves their unhappy life behind for fame, fortune, and the love of millions. The losers leave their unhappy lives for a relatively certain death. Everything is certain death here. You cannot teleconnect anything with that. Powerful psychic lowbloods sometimes use their abilities to spice up their stage presence, something you've been unable to do with any degree of success. It doesn't really get the crowd on their feet to bend a spoon with your mind and then pass out. You're not sure which of these fantasies is more unrealistic. This Slammer Get Cold poster does kind of look like someone about to take a big bite of Grubflex. Alright, the trophy doesn't let you do anything with it. I guess they didn't think of that. I could look at my keyboard. It's your tablet. You use it for pretty much everything. Your auto-tune mic is plugged into it. You use your tablet for pretty much everyday computing needs. Perfect devices for a kid on the go. Except you spend most of your time at home, so it usually just stays right here in your room. Unfortunately, a kid on the go is probably exactly what you are now. You really should grab it. Besides, your mic is plugged into it, and you're sure not leaving that behind. Yeah, I can't do anything here, huh? Okay, what's this?
The Grubbles! The Grubbles! If you buck, we won't trouble to resist throwing fists while you sift through the rubble.
It's sort of hard to spit your quasi-revolutionary rhymes with any real fire while dressed in your butler uniforms, though. Demick says you're subversively transforming the rags of your oppression into the fatigues of the revolutionary through your jams, but you're kind of worried your performances will be drowned out by sarcastic orders to polish the silverware. The tiny rips your measly powers can actually produce would complement your anarchic aesthetic without sacrificing readability. It makes you blush to think about, but your Flarp character was going to be in a band too, one with 2 Damicks. This bent spoon would be the perfect element to incorporate into your rebellious servant class aesthetic. You gather both the tablet and the mic in one practice motion. They're attached, so the motion probably didn't require as much practice as you might think. You then proceed to have this conversation again from the other side. It's all news to Zephyros, but it'd be a little dull to read the whole thing over again. Let's pick up where we left off.
Do you want me to say more alien things? No, I mean, I have no way to verify if those are true or not. Send me a picture.
Trapped in here with that monster? Yeah, it's... Let's get to where we left off.
Here it goes. Oh yes, you're definitely an alien. Or you have some strange collection of grotesque physical and mental diseases. Either way, you need my help.
Okay, that much is definitely true. I'm pretty sure I heard the monster scratching at the door.
He's probably hungry. Anyway, man, if you're an alien, we've got to get you out of here. The Heiress hates aliens.
Sigh. The what?
The Heiress. Oh, well, she's awful and controls everything, basically. I mean, I doubt she's ever met one. But to hear her talk, she hates aliens as much as she hates lowbloods. Which I guess you also are. You're practically a member of the Resistance already.
I'm not sure whether to be really confused or really concerned about you. Do you need help? One time when things got really bad with my brother, my babysitter took him to the doctor and it seemed to help.
What's a babysitter? What's a brother? What's a doctor? Let's go with what's a babysitter.
What's a babysitter?
Oh, I guess your guardians must actually be around.
Lucky. Mine spends most of the time asleep in a tree, but I guess so.
Okay, I'm definitely concerned.
Being concerned is what friends do for each other. I never had anyone but Tetrarch Damick be concerned about me before.
Oh, jeez.
I bet the other Tetrarchs will be extremely excited to hear there's an alien helping us now.
Sure. But I'm sort of pretty focused on not being killed by the monster in the other room at the moment. That's kind of my main deal right now. I don't really have a lot of time for anything else.
Right. Yeah, of course. I'll help you. And the Tetrarch too, because, well, I think, okay, I hope this is also helping him somehow. Which reminds me, we really shouldn't be talking like this.
Like what?
Tetrarch Damick says we always have to assume our communications are being monitored. And this is exactly the kind of conversation I shouldn't be having. Oh man, I better hurry up and get over there. I'm away now. Please don't message me anymore. It's dangerous. BRB. In person, I mean. X smile.
Well, okay. Well, that was nice. I think I examined everything in this room, and there's nothing to look over much. White gloves, shoe polish, training silverware, everything involuntary aspiring butler needs. You already tidied your butler training materials, even the ones you used to tidy the other ones. Alright, yeah, I think that's everything we could mess around with in here. Ah. Let's look at this. Cleaning supplies, the noble instruments of your future career, you guess. It kind of depresses you to keep them anywhere you like to have fun, so you just dump them at the end of the hallway. Ideally, you'd be able to kick back in an easy chair while using the power of your mind to get these clean supplies sweeping and scrubbing on your behalf, but you couldn't telekinesis your way out of a wet, chitin sack. Your flirt manual really has no place among the cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies are mostly meant to be used on things that don't go in your mouth. Just looking at your cleaning supplies dredges up enough emotion to inspire you to sing an impressively angsty power ballad, but your auto-tuned mic current battery situation won't allow it. Alright, well, I haven't played with the mic yet, so telekinesis the mic. You could power the mic with your psychic powers, except for the fact that you're telekinetic, not electrokinetic. You don't know what the word for someone who controls electricity with their mind is, because that is fake and obviously not a real thing anyone can do. The Espia Crooner class is extremely difficult at the lower levels, and, well, at all levels, really. It's a stealth and singing class, not a particularly harmonious pairing. Both of these mouth-centric tools are broken. Both of them! Both of them! Neither works! Hey, are you supposed to be saving someone's life right about now? Or were you the one being saved? You can't precisely remember, but you rest assured that the confusion will last only for the duration of your attempt to use these items together. Okay then, that was a mouthful. Oh, and I could switch between him and Joey at the same time. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we may as well stick with her for now. Let's clean that. Maybe if your hallway is really clean, the drones will stop trying to burn your neighborhood down and kill you. Ah, there's that Rustblood Moxie. Jeez, come to think of it, the two of you haven't played on the tree in a long time. Maybe that's why he's been so lazy. Well, at least it looks like the two of you will both be getting some exercise in the immediate future. When you were a little wiggler, curled up with your lucis made you feel safe when the world seemed scary, which was often. He was always giving you leaves to eat. You would munch on them for his benefit mostly. Come to think of it though, have you always been pretty strong? You have always been pretty strong. Could those bitter leaves you gnawed on as a wiggler have something to do with that? That'd be interesting. This is from the 12th Perigree's Eve, when Damek gave you the auto-tune mic he made. This was his way of letting you know he started a band and that you were the singer, and also that your voice could use a little help. Tetrarch Damek had you act out scenes from some of his favorite action movies, which just so happened to be... Sorry, some of your favorite action movies, which just so happened to be his favorite action movies too. You're lucky to have a Moirail who really pushes you. You kind of wish you could live somewhere with more trees, and maybe then he'd be less asleep always? Like most things in your life, though, you didn't really have much say in the matter. You still can't believe they got the shot of you at the exact moment you clobbered the clover. What a lucky break. It's kind of cute, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. The door to your Lucis shed, where your Lucis sleeps, in theory. In practice, though, he sleeps wherever the hell he wants. Sometimes in a branch, sometimes in less convenient places. Let's Ben Spoon that door. Let's Mike that door. Let's anything that door. This is just your faithful old scour dray, which you haven't bothered draining recently. Inside of it, Resifluid and the other filth coalesce to make a repugnant gray sludge. The last time you attempted to pull this stunt, you accidentally tipped the bucket and spilled Scourday Resifluid all over the place. Your skills haven't improved much since then, so you'd better move along before you make another mess. Be careful with that thing, alright? It's common knowledge that Flart manuals have an inherent negative 50 resistance rating against Scourday Resifluid. There are way less gross places to clean a bent spoon. Even if this auto-tuned mic were waterproof, you doubt there's any undiscovered talent lurking in the depths of your nasty bucket. In contrast to Tetrarchdamic's percussive machismo, your stage persona is more skittish, as if you're vaguely terrified of the implications of your pseudo-revolutionary rhymes. Which is not far off the mark, as one of the implications could be your execution. This was a great night. Demick insisted you have half the flavor disc. Your Lucis took this picture, a delightful trick he has never repeated. That's kind of cute, actually, too. Best friends. You guys have a lot of fun in the studio, as evidenced by this candid selfie Tetrarchdamic told you to take. Look at you, so carefree. You wish you were gearing up to play right now. And you were so excited to show him that branch. He ate all the leaves in one very slow bite, and you were left with a pretty decent Hive-made Cubat. The first Cubat you ever had, actually. Ah. We're learning about him. Your smear spinner has gotten a lot of use lately. Why, just look at that even glisten of mucus on the floor. Beautiful. You could almost take pride in it. Telekinesis it? The smear spinner glides so easily across the floor, you're sometimes actually able to move it with your puny telekinesis. Would it be classified as a vehicle or a familiar? Or maybe as an enemy? No. It would never turn on you like that. Oh, this bent spoon will not make a useful smear spinner accessory. You're a little embarrassed that you even tried to do that. You lay down some verse about how the smear spinner keeps everything shiny and smooth, but it also impedes mobility. It's pretty tight, the way you manage to poetically associate the more abstract elements of your class struggle with this concrete visible object, such that it serves as a potent metaphor, both for your impression and your forced participation in keeping that impression running smoothly. You also say some light cusses. Alright, well that was fun. You think you should find something to protect yourself with before descending into the violent unknown of your own hive, presumably a weapon you know well. Oh, we didn't enter here. The door to your rumpus room. Yeah, okay. Let's open it then. I love the artwork. Nothing like a little recessed tabletop arena stickball with your best bud. Too bad he's not around right now. Maybe later. What if you play with my psychonetic powers? That would be cheating! Or would it? You're actually not entirely sure. I guess it doesn't matter since you're not playing against anyone anyway. I was gonna say maybe if you psychically power them up against yourself, that'd be something. Oh, sure. Like you could apply the stratagems of Arena Stickball to Tabletop Arena Stickball. As if. Boy, you're really chortling over that notion. Wrong kind of table for eating at. Wrong kind of stickball for doing telekinesis on. You blew it! You blew it! You blew it! You hold up the non-functioning mic and briefly do some lyrical color commentary on your Tabletop Arena Stickball game. Very briefly, since nothing is happening. You've taken some pretty good thumps to the nug bone in your day. The pusher is the only player allowed to score, so they're prime targets for the opposing defense. That helmet's so worn that it's basically worthless, except for its sentimental value, which is still pretty low. Pusher helmets traditionally leave the forehead unprotected in order to facilitate your psychic powers. They also facilitate the high probability of your death, so yeah, there's that. Let's see. The defensive stats for a dilapidated helmet are... Wow, this thing would actually lower your defense due to the high probability of destroyed helmet shrapnel going straight through your think pan. Maybe this thing wouldn't have worn out so fast if you cut the horn holes beforehand instead of just shoving your horns through. Yeah, right. That's how Zoltan Matzos did it, so you just had to follow in his horn shoves. You can't think of a good rhyme for helmet. Smell it? Hell scent? Velvet? Shelmet? I don't know. No, those are mostly weak assonants. Not really a great rock to build a church of rhymes on. Your Zoltan Matzos Bobble Nug figurine is the jewel of your collection. Are they both the same? Okay, yeah. They bobble like crazy! It's not exceptionally impressive since they do that at the slightest brush anyway. These are pretty low-threat enemies. Oh, the hours of fun you've had, gently bopping nug bones of your bobble nug figurines with a bent spoon, watching them kind of jiggle around, bopping them again. You're really glad someone invented video games. You spitfire at the little figurines. You're pretty sure one of them melted a little. Wow, sick, insane. The Thrash Thrust Snow Globes are the best team to ever play the Sport of Lords, and that is simply all there is to say on the matter. Playing for them is your dream. Oh, what did you say? Well, it was, you guess. Oh wow, did you see that? It waved! You're pretty sure you just made it wave. Wow. Okay. Awesome. You consider draping yourself in your team pennant for additional armor, but consult your Flart manual first. It suggests that maybe a brightly colored flag waving merrily in the breeze is not the ideal accessory for a hasty escape. There's no way you'll be able to eat that whole pennant. Not with a bent spoon, anyway. You sing Fission Division, the new Snow Globes fight song. The central conceit is mostly based on the fact that the team shares its name with the 8-ball, which contains a nuclear device that will detonate after a certain amount of time has passed. That's also a bit of a Homestuck feature, I guess you could say. Zoltan Matzos was the greatest pusher the Snow Globes ever had. No Prowler could catch him, no Zapper could blast him, and no matter what losers the Wranglers set on him, Matzos would shake him off. That all ended the night the heiress of that era attended the game, and the opposing controller made Matzos thrust his bone nook at her. She had him cold right there on the velvet. This wasn't the current heiress, of course. This is a long time ago, before you were hatched. Zoltan's telekinesis. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen. Rustbloods can get pretty powerful, but he was like something from history. From one of those illegal parts of history you're not supposed to know about. When he really got going, the whole stadium would rumble in his psychic wake. Lately, you've kind of secretly suspected that maybe his death wasn't just the result of some blue blood controller prank. Maybe they were taking him out before he became too dangerous for them to handle. Haha, jeez. Look at a psychic giant like Zoltan while holding this pitiful thing makes you kind of embarrassed. Whole silverware drawers probably tied themselves in knots just because he was walking down the street nearby, and you struggle to bend a spoon. Hey now, is that any way to think? You know Zoltan sure wouldn't want you to be down on yourself because you were looking at his poster. He would want you to believe in yourself. Remember what he said, if you can't bend them, they cannot... If you can bend them, they can't break you. Zoltan Matzos isn't listed in your Flart manual, probably because his stats would be too incredibly high for mere mundane numbers to track. They'd have to create a whole module just about him, where he fights against versions of himself from other timelines. It'd be the only way to make it challenging. Wow, that sounds awesome. If you make it through the present craziness, you're definitely going to maybe think about possibly writing that down somewhere or something. You look at the poster of your hero, Zoltan Matzos. You've always felt a pretty deep connection with him, even though he died long before you were born. Sometimes, you never told anyone this, but sometimes when things get really rough out there on the velvet, or when you're just feeling that kind of crummy even, you sing the old Snow Globe's fight song to yourself and pretend Zoltan is there. Not really doing anything, just believing in you. It always helps. That's a bit of a reference to Homestuck in a way too, to one of their characters. It's your Q-Bat, your most prized piece of arena stickball equipment. Better bring this with you. What if I telekinesis it? You can't quite lift a Q-Bat with your telekinesis. The best pushers can, but you're not one of them. No doubt about it, packing one of these bad boys would increase your blunt force offensive rating by a whole 15 points. If only there was something in here about how to get it loose. You wedge the bent spoon in between the hilt and the wall, and... yes! You got the Q-Bat! This thing packs a wallop, especially when the tip is chalked and it's carried by you. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. You're a lot better with the Q-Bat than you are with the mic, even though when the mic is working. Unlike spoons, Q-Bats are really difficult to bend with psychic powers, otherwise it'd be really easy to sabotage rival pushers. Okay, in particular, you like the ricochet of power that shoots up your arms as you smack the hell out of things with it. Also, you're less likely to pass out from psychic strain that way. Alright, it was mostly the same until that point. Your splay sack, a chair bag filled with super slime. Proximity to the slime helps you relax without actually making you fall asleep, like your Recuperacoon does. Some trolls actually eat super slime, which helps them be really stupid. You would, but geez, splay sack guts all over your TV? No thanks. You give the splay sack super interior a brisk jostling. This is just good housekeeping, really. When this thing puts you to sleep, at least you'll have a good place to land. You scrape at the side of the splay sack with your bent spoon. You sure do that. By gosh. You lay down a splay sack diss track. It's pretty devastating. You really dig into a bunch of personal stuff that would normally be off the table. Just totally pulling no punches. You're pretty sure your friendship with the splay sack is never coming back from this, and you don't even care. Also, I need to smash things too, so smash that. The Thrust Snow Globes are the best team ever, period. The worst thing about being on the run is your chances of playing for them one day are basically zero now. Because we haven't done much with this thing, so... yeah, you've gone down that road before. You used to have a lot more of these. Smashing stuff. This thing's too worn out to protect anything, and you don't really feel like carrying around a keepsake of all the times things were trying to hurt you. Still, you think you'll stop short of actually smashing it to pieces with your Q-Bat. As an instrument, it lacks the precision necessary for operations at this scale. I did all that. What's this? The crest of the Alternian Pro Arena Stickball League, with all 15 balls. In a real game of Arena Stickball, these are all different sizes and each has its own distinct powers. Arena Stickball is really the only place where Rustbloods like you get to shine. It's certainly the only place where an Indigo would risk their neck to defend you. The brawler on your team is actually a pretty decent guy, all things considered, but Dimmick doesn't really like you talking to him. The balls are all set in there pretty firmly. You could maybe wobble the whole thing off the wall, but you really don't want to break it. Also, you're really unsure about your ability to wobble it off the wall, and that would be an embarrassing thing to fail at. I get that. You consult your Flart manual to determine the power level of the various orbs. No surprise, the snowball is the deadliest. You're glad that's a fake one. You look into the concave side of the bent spoon, hoping the distorted reflection of the stickball crest will allow you to escape your preconceptions and see the game in a whole new way, just completely destroying everyone with your sick lateral thinking and non-traditional playstyle. No dice. You lay down some pretty complex verse in which you compare yourself to the various balls in sequence, likening their attributes to various elements of your own personality and history. Wow, it's really good. You should write it down before... it's gone. Pause right at the height of exciting sport. With the semi-trained eye of an aspiring professional, you coldly evaluate the form of the player on the screen. It's pretty much perfect. He swings his cue bat like he was born to do it, which, according to the rigors of your incredibly strict case system, he basically was. Whoa, you're pretty sure you just made the screen flicker. You were blinking, but you're pretty sure. Sometimes you just know these things. You don't flarp with a TV, you flarp with a game grub. Also, you don't flarp at all by yourself, or when your best friend is in peril. The player on the pause screen is unimpressed by your bent spoon. Wow, you've been big lead by a static image. It will take sweeps to recover from this hit to your rep. Your mic can't interface with your TV, especially when your mic doesn't have any batteries. They released a new arena stickball game grub like 6 times a sweep. Every time you buy it, like a sucker, and act surprised when nothing's different. It's like, what are they going to do? Change the rules? Oh yeah, you've broken your controllers before in wild fits of frustration before. Or maybe you should say rustration. You really shouldn't. Manipulating the buttons and sticks is a really great training exercise for precision telekinesis. Unfortunately, the best you can currently manage is to lift the controller and then drop it, so you're kind of shining a turd here. You need a fresh game grub to flarp. Also, you need someone else to play with. Short on both counts, idiot. That sounds like a good way to ruin a controller or unruin the spoon, and you're unwilling to do either. You have to crack open the controller to sync them, and it's pretty gross. Pus gets everywhere. Those are definitely some things, aren't they? Let's chill. Sometimes when you're tired, you just kind of chill out here in your splay sack for a few hours instead of going to sleep in your recupercoon. Sometimes when you do that, you think about your life, and the decisions you made, and how much of a choice you ever really had about a lot of things. You try not to dwell on stuff like that, though. Let's play a game. Nah, you're pretty busy right now. Only chumps play video games when they've have obligations they should be tending to. Yeah, I get it. Too bad. What's this? It's your sports vault. Just a really heavy vault themed with sports. Arena stickball specifically, and obviously. It's the only place in the hive you can store food for your Lucis. He's so strong he could easily break into any other hiding place. He has a special telekinesis-based interface. It tends to wear you out a little, and the combination is pretty hard to remember. Your cue bat is way too big for the precise, delicate, intellectual sports maneuvers necessary to solve the sports vault locking mechanism. Picking this lock is way above your challenge rating. You should probably put your mind to figuring out another way to open it. You could maybe pick the lock with this bent spoon if it were a little sharper, and if you knew how to do that, and if this vault actually featured a tumbler-based lock, which it doesn't. You have a feeling that you're bending up the wrong spoon on this one. You dropped some rebellious anti-establishment rhymes about vaults and your Lucis, and some other half-formed concepts about the case system. It's pretty solid, but the vault is having none of it. Okay. Oof, that's a rough one. It can be hard to remember the path when you're already concentrating on your shaky telekinesis. It helps if you have some kind of guide on hand. You've got just the thing, but you don't think it's in this room. You can't open the sports vault with your hands. Try thinking before you act. That's the same. Okay. So I need a guide to open that. Well, since I have a weapon, I assume it's okay to go down now. You subscribe to a wide variety of hit periodicals. Arena Stickball Illustrated, Grubs Diurnally. Those are actually the only titles you know. The rest are always incorporate the magazine's name on the cover into some sick graphic design to the point that you can't actually tell what the name is. This one with the graffiti of a muscle beast throwing up is usually about movies, though. The latest issue of Arena Stickball Illustrated has a big expose on chalking your Cubat. They're claiming it doesn't really do anything to enhance your performance? You're more than a little disappointed to see this once proud publication resort to preposterous lies to grab attention. Everyone knows that Cubat chalk is the pulsing lifeblood of the sport of lords. You probably end up just accidentally ripping the covers off, which would destroy their value to collectors. Your flight manual does have some information about magazines, but they're the kind with bullets. You don't have any of those around unless Tetrarch Demic has hidden secret ammo caches throughout your hive again without telling you. Correction, you probably have thousands of those around. Bent spoons are in, or rather, a single bent spoon is in. It is in your Siladex. That's the dream, man. Get yourself on the cover of one of these babies. Preferably not talentless nobodies, though. Frankly, you're not even sure why you subscribe to that one. Your Imperial Edict mandated portrait of the heiress. She rules your planet with a perfectly manicured golden fist. You know it's perfectly manicured because she recently issued an Imperial memorandum about her new nail art. The drones outside are doing her dirty work. She'll have a shiny top coat of blood after tonight. All of it common-hued, you're sure. Well, she sounds just like a lovely person. Being. Thing. If you went out this way, you'd be easy prey for a drone before you could ever make it to Tetrarch Damix. You mean to save Joey. That's what you meant. I can't do that, or any of these with the door. If I tried to exit, it's too dangerous to leave this way. The drones could see you. Safest bet is to go out through the back door. They'll probably spot you there too, but, well, your hive only has so many doors. Apparently I can't do anything with that. Oh, I could change the channel. Off air. Possibly the weather. The stupid heiress. Yeah, let's go with static. Static's better. Oh, this counts as the same. Okay, fine. As a Rustblood, you're not permitted to have a luxurious circular discs. Only the standard hexagons. Okay. No! You saved for weeks for this box set, and it promises to offer at least 1/7 of 1 week of entertainment. Better not. Even powers as weak as yours will erase data like a magnet. Why play a game when you could passively engage in a narrative? Heh. The hero of this show once took someone's eye out with a spoon and ate it. It was gruesome, but the security of the Empire was at stake. The theme song really isn't something you could sing. Just a lot of beeps. Alright, that's the same. What about you? These lounge planks aren't full of super slime or anything like that. They're just comfortable horizontal surfaces suited to either the sitting or lying prone positions. Let's take a bat to it then. A good drubbing would really put this lounge plank in its place, if it weren't already there. Your lounge plank is way too heavy to move with telekinesis. You're not ashamed to admit that. The perfect staging area for adventures of the mind. Flarp is actually an adventure of the flesh as well. Just because it's near the kitchen doesn't mean your lounge plank is food. You're resolved to pull yourself together a bit. You can't really summon any revolutionary lyrical rhetoric about your own lounge plank. Maybe something about very basic comforts being a blinder that prevents you from seeing the danger of your present situation. No, that's a little corny and underdeveloped. Tetrarch Demic would really take you to task over that one. Okay, not much here. Alright. guess that's everything on this side. Those are the magazines. Ooh, a book. A playbook for the Burgundy Blood Pusher position in Arena Stickball. You still have dreams of being a star pusher, and studying these killer plays was going to help take you to the top. But your play on the field never quite lived up to the athletic promise of your fantasies. Also, the closer your rites of maturation get, the more the sobering reality sinks in that you'll never get to play professionally. Life of butlering, here you come, you guess. Yeah, I can't do anything else with it, so I may as well grab it. You pick up the Pusher Playbook. Now, if a situation arises where you need to remember a particular play, you'll be well equipped to do so. You resolve to keep an eye out for just such a contrivance. There aren't any pusher plays that incorporate rapping, but there aren't any particularly prohibit rapping either. You aren't allowed to bring improvised weapons on the Velvet. There are plenty of regular weapons there already, so it would be kind of redundant. You compare the rules for playing Flarp to the playbook for playing Arena Stickball, and you reference both and determine that you have a headache. Your Pusher Playbook advises that you rely heavily on your telekinesis, something you're not all that comfortable doing, as your telekinesis is not all that reliable. You tend to lead with your Cubat. There's a lot in here about the modern consensus on how you should hold your Cubat. The right grip, level stance, keep your head down, swing your hips, eyes on the ball, good hustle, ice your knee, etc. You never really paid it any mind. The first time you saw a poster of Zoltan Matzos holding his Cubat, you knew how you were going to hold it for the rest of your life. Look at that! It's nearly escaped from your impending death o'clock. You better not be late. Sounds like a great way to completely destroy an unsuspecting clock for no reason. You turn the minute hand back slightly. Oh, if only it were that easy. To turn back time, to undo the mistakes of... Oof, actually that minute hand thing kind of wore you out a bit. There's a whole section about using the time of day to encrypt messages. Demic is always trying to teach you this stuff, but it's so hard to keep track of, and also to care about. Try to hold the minute hand in place. Actually sounds like a pretty good TK exercise once you get tired of ruining your silverware. You generate some truly impressive verse utilizing a time motif. For some reason, time and rapping seems inextricably linked in your head. Homestuck reference. Arena Stickball is played in 2 11-hour halves. It's grueling. Ah, dang it. Ulysses is sleeping somewhere totally inconvenient again. Come on, wake up. I'm gonna name it You. You is in the way again. For a change. Just keeping things interesting, I guess. Move? You ask You to move. At first, you're friendly and casual, as if you expect him to move easily. Then you try being polite, but a little distant. Your tone becomes annoyed, and then firm, followed by stern, finally shifting to angered. Nothing works. You just can't reach him lately. The only thing You seems to care about is his sloth treats. Let's hit him. You never take a swing at your Lucis. Not that he'd even feel it if you did. He's very strong. Ah, who you kidding? You can barely lift a spoon without passing out. If he's gonna be moved, it's gonna have to be him doing the moving. Gotta make him want to, you guess. He's not really into Flarp, and also can't read, and also is a sloth. He just wants his sloth treats. Giving him an empty spoon is kind of rude in that context. You fire off from the hip some absolutely devastating verse about your Lucis, and about Lucises in general, and their inability to comprehend the struggles of their wards, due to a lethal combination of being too old, too corny, and too much dumb monster animals instead of people. He retaliates by continuing to sleep. You're wrecked. He tends to rely more on raw, idolent instinct than on tactics. Things are looking pretty dicey out there, but Joey Alien needs your help. Ulysses is obeying his bestial paternal instincts to protect you from danger by blocking the doorway. Good dad, best slop. Either that or he just fell asleep there. Okay, can't really do much with that. Your spice rack. It's where you keep your spices. Let's hit the spices. You barely suppress your arena stickball ingrained instinct to hit things that had been arranged in racks. A daily battle for you, and one you don't always win. This is your 19th spice rack. You give all the spices a little shake in their vials. They are now much better suited to being added to a broth. Spice. Let's see. Spice up your stripes. This is an optional rule set for using spice mix in combat, which you think is pretty ridiculous. What this spoon gained as an emblem of your minor telekinetic abilities, it lost 100-fold as a trustworthy spice transmitter. Your flow is fresh enough already. It's also spicy, sweet, sour. Yeah, that works. You guess your flow is pretty brothy. Ah, sport, the spice of life. Let's look at this. Your grub slurry agitator is nice for when you just want to grow some unagitated grub slurry into the agitating receptacle and enjoy some grub slurry that has been thoroughly agitated. Agitate grub slurry. You don't currently have any unagitated grub slurry that needs agitating in your grub slurry agitator. Whenever you do, though, you always know right where to go. Oh, hell no. You might just as well just go out the door right now and find a drone to kill you, because putting inorganic material in a grub slurry receptacle of your grub slurry agitator is a death wish. Okay, so it's the same for all those, but what if I can't hit it? If your telekinesis were powerful enough to agitate grub slurry, you wouldn't need a grub slurry agitator in the first place. Ah, dare to dream. Yeah, anything else, it thinks you're putting it in there. Alright, this is just to view. Always useful in case you need to whip up a souffle. You're bad at that, but it's a mandatory part of your future job, so... Ah, delicious grub sauce. Hand-sauced from... You're not sure, actually. You don't ask about grub sauce. That's not what you do with grub sauce. Ugh, what are these? These are still in here? Bile slaw really doesn't keep well. With bile in its name, Eating an unranged cluck beast OVA is a great way to fill your acid tube with horrifying parasites who probably wouldn't get along with your benevolent parasites or your benign parasites. Sometimes when you're feeling especially rebellious, you wish all the good toppings weren't reserved for high bloods. Left over from Tetrarch Damek's early wriggling day party, he doesn't turn 7 sweeps old for a couple of wipes, but you wanted to celebrate him before his rites of maturation. Grub juice hydration cylinders. Inside these cylindrical containers is grub juice, which can be used for hydration and restoring reserves of psychic power. Let's get one. You pick up grub juice hydration cylinders. Nice. Now, if you need a quick restorative for your psychic stamina, you'll just have that in your hand instead of not having it, like some kind of chump. Alright, it looks like that's everything we can look into this. What do we do? The books? What's this? With both of these things in hand, you've got everything you need to perform a respectively complex and lengthy psychic arena stickball maneuver. This stuff doesn't really do your voice any favors, possibly because your throat partially closes up in protest by the time you finish half a cylinder. You're actually able to bend an entire spoon without refreshing your reserves with grub juice. You couldn't always, so you suppose that's improvement. Wow! There actually are stats for grub juice in your flirt manual due to a regrettable cross-platform brand awareness licensing campaign. Restores depleted psych mana. Well, okay, you'll keep that in mind. As soon as you find a good use for your telekinesis, this grub juice will help you accomplish it. You usually wait until you finish drinking a grub juice before you smash the cylinder. He's very particular about his diet. He only eats sloth treats, and he only eats a lot of them. Look, cards on the table, this stuff tastes pretty awful, but you think you'd rather just play through the pain than try to church it up with some minced polar bear guts or something. All the best chefs cook on very high heat. You're not one of the best chefs, which is just as well since your crisp range kind of sucks. Besides, how will you know what to cook if Demek doesn't tell you what he wants? You guess a flaming Cubat might scare off some of those drones outside if they were physically capable of fear. Since they're not, you think you'll take it easy on the burning your only means of defending yourself front. You're telekinetic, not pyrokinetic. Jeez. The Flirt manual has lots of instructions for cooking and other types of crafting. You need to make a bunch of burned husklope to grind your level enough to be able to cook anything edible, though. Sure thing. All you're missing is a plate, some food, ideally a spoon that isn't bent. Sounds like a good way to start some sick fires. You're really pleased with that one. You should tell Tetrarch Oh, right. The match tip. The 11th ball is actually on fire. It's a cinch to deal with if you're a gifted telekinetic, but luckily for you, you can also just smack it away with your Cubat. You should never, ever drink hot grub juice. It's not a memory you want to revisit. This is grub juice, not grub slurry. It has no business being anywhere near the grub slurry receptacle. I think that's about all I could do with that. I could grub juice the clock. You don't put a clock to your drinking. Nah. Alright, well, we know what to do now. We got everything we need. Grub juice this. Plenty of ads for grub juice in the pusher section of Arena Stickball Illustrated, the only section of the magazine you're legally permitted to read. That sounds very terrible. You should really just get some coasters. Oh, that would take forever to get out of the fabric. Anything else I could try with the grub juice? Oh, hey. You designed your hive around this tree, hoping it would grow along with you and your Lucis. A big branch fell off this tree during a solar storm, and you carved it into the Cubat you now carry. You did it! You moved a leaf. Interior trees grant +3 to your decor's whimsy stat. Maybe you can carve Tetrarch Demek and friend Zephyros forever, but oh gosh, you would, of course, ask his permission first. You know a sad song about a tree, but you don't feel like singing it right now. Maybe another time. No trees on the velvet. That'd be a pretty absurd obstacle to navigate. By the way, I know me dicking around like this is definitely making this game longer, but there's so much to read, and a lot of it can be pretty interesting. Some of it can be pretty dumb and boring, but you never know. This tree is sustained by water, not, whatever this is. Alright, I think that'll be it for here. Let's go upstairs. Oh, let's look at the stairs first. You consider using the zigzag incline to move to a different area of your hive. And now we succeeded. What if we juice this? Use a special smear gunk for the smear spinner. You don't just shoot any old gunk in there. You don't really build up any muscle that'd be useful in Arena Stickball by pushing an old smear spinner around. It's just too easy. What with the smearing and the spinning, it practically pulls you along behind it. That was some pretty hollow false enthusiasm if you're being real with yourself. Scouring the floor with grub juice would sort of be a step backwards. It would. You wonder if the frequent toil of scour bristling has made you a better pusher. Well, maybe better than you would be without it, but not better than the other pushers, since almost all of them are pushing a scour day around their hallways too. Okay, you can't do anything with that door. We need to go in here. Actually, before we do, we're going to do other stupid stuff. Hang on. The plays offered by your Pusher playbook aren't really applicable to tabletop arena stickball. Since the game is necessarily simplified, there's almost no chance of the tiny plastic pushers being horribly maimed and needing to crawl to safety. Those round gaps at the corner and sides are goal sockets, not hydration cylinder holders. Okay, you've maybe contributed a little to this helmet's being worn out, what with all the empty grub juice cans you've crushed against it. Let's see, helmet. Ah, here we go. Helmet. Wear one. Thirsty little guys? Heh, you're just getting around. You know they aren't alive. They don't have needs like thirst or hunger or the deep and echoing loneliness that never truly leaves you even in crowds. It's hard to strategize new plays using these guys when there's just 2 of them, unless it's strategies for if most of the team has been killed, of which there are many. Again, depressing. Yep, this is the official Thrash Thrust Snow Globes Tolerated Fan-Made Pusher Playbook. Only the best. The Snow Globes didn't have a grub juice sponsorship. If they did, that'd be the only brand you drank. Oh, obviously. Like, half the plays in here were Matsos originals. He really reinvented the pusher position, brought some real dignity to it, which is probably why they humiliated and culled him. But they can't kill his spirit. Zoltan surely didn't need cheap pick-me-ups like this to keep his telekinesis going. He was like a river of power that everybody else had to swim in or drown. Astonishingly, there aren't any plays that incorporate comfortable furniture. What do you think this is? Yacht racing with a bunch of violet bloods? Kicking back in your splay sack with a nice grub juice, still turgid from the hunger trunk? Sounds nice. You don't do it right now, but you imagine it, and wow, nice. Yeah, this is a pretty classic pusher maneuver. You actually paused it right here in order to get a closer look at her form. Look at the way she's pivoting her whole body in the air to give her Q-bat extra heft on impact. She's also giving the bat a nice jolt of extra force from her telekinesis, a pro move that's very difficult to execute properly. Grub juice companies are heavy sponsors of the various arena stickball games, though only at the pro level, of course. Minor league scrubs rely on more arena stickball-centric endorsements like Q-bats or helmets, which barely cover the cost of the wear and tear and significant injury. I think I did that, yeah. Grub juice is great after a game, or during. Sometimes you have one right in the middle of the action just to get you through it. Yeah, this is pretty classic push. No, I did that. I meant up here. There are a lot of strategies in here for the best way to score with each ball and how to avoid getting killed by them, and that kind of stuff. A lot of that kind of stuff, really. All right. Put juice on this. Apparently putting juice on that does not count. But now that he has the strategy book, it automatically just goes through correctly, I assume. Congratulations, you did it. Now you can get the sloth treats. What a trial that was. Lucky he has such a slow metabolism. You could maybe pick the lock with a spin spoon if it was a little sharper. If you, yeah, we already did that before. You already got the sloth treats. You better hurry and help your new friend pronto. Yeah, it does the same no matter what for those, I guess. Let's look at them. The sloth treats. There they are. Yours for the grabbing. And yet we won't grab them. The Flirt Manual states that consuming pet food to regain a minuscule amount of HP is a totally valid move, but nobody ever actually does that. Come on! Is this protest art? You'll make a mental note to tell the Tetrarch later. Maybe he'll be impressed. This bad boy is not powered by sloth treats. unlike the bad boy who is your sloth dad. There are dozens of maneuvers for interacting with friendly, neutral, and opposing Luces on the Velvet. You're just straight up not allowed to feed them, though. He doesn't really like grub juice, and you really don't like sloth treats, so this really wouldn't appeal to anyone. You think you'll call this hypothetical recipe the perfect compromise. It's a shame your telekinetic endurance isn't potent enough to allow you to lug these sloth treats around without actually touching them. That way you could spare yourself the burden of having them to stink up your hands and pockets. The two most necessary implements of sloth wrangling. Let's grab it. You grab the sloth treats. You know just what to do with these. If I do this, is it the same? Yeah, it is. Okay. After all the work you did to get these out, you're going to hold on to them a little while, at least. Anywhere you leave these, he's bound to find them, so you'd rather not leave them inside of the things you don't want slowly torn in half. Sloths aren't really that common among the Luces featured in Arena Stickball. They don't really make for exciting blood sport, as they're sort of way the heck too slow. You don't have to feed the controller. It's self-sustaining right up until it dies from starvation. Then the mother console just lays a new one. Grub juice doesn't actually make you better at video games, and they aren't really strenuous enough to make you need to rehydrate. It's like Damek says, brutally authoritarian capitalist marketing is full of pretty lies. The plays are already in the game. You basically just pick which one you want to execute and then try not to screw it up too bad. Oh, that's all he needs, because he's obviously having so much trouble finding a comfortable place to relax. You've wondered what kind of Lucis your hero Zoltan Matsos had. You kind of hope that he had a glacial tree trudger like you. He's not really a huge fan. You mean, he backs the snow globes obviously, and he's huge of course, but he's pretty relaxed about his support. You don't want him accidentally eating one of your bobble nugs. Not that he'd choke or anything, you just like these. He'd tear right through this thing if he ever felt like it. He's really strong. There are no tiny Lucises on the field in tabletop arena stickball, which means the tiny wranglers really don't have much to do. They just spin helplessly along with their teammates. Okay then, I think I've looked at everything with everything. The possibilities get really nutty. He wouldn't eat these if they got anywhere near the Scour Day Resifluid. He's kind of a snob sometimes. Your Lucis might be willing to help you keep your hive clean, but it's important that you get all the practice you can before your rites of maturation. Besides, he'd take forever. You'd rather not poison your pet dad, thanks. Grub juice isn't gritty enough to get a good scour going. Many of the clean supplies would be combined into improvised weapons, but that would be cheating, and Rustblood cheaters get cold before they can blink. Alright, now we gotta do this too. If you want slam or get cold, there'd be no time for pusher practice. Not that there's any time for it now, really. What with the rebellion and everything. I tried that already. This is all the stuff I had in the place, so let's try this. You feel like you're pulled in so many different directions these days. Arena stickball practice, slam or get cold, the rebellion, the grubbels, in a non-SOGC capacity. Plus, somewhere in there you're supposed to be training to pass your rites, just in case you can't close the deal on any of those interests. Thank goodness you have Tetrarch Damek to tell you what's really important. Winners on Slammer Get Cold get tons of sponsorship, but Grub Juice is really more of a sports-themed beverage adjacent semi-liquid. It doesn't have the sizzle and glamour of the lifestyle brands that SOGC attracts. Your biggest fan in every sense. Unfortunately, Luciuses are barred from voting unless you're a high blood, in which case your Lucius can eat everyone on stage if they want to. Some way of doing that. Let's think about our clothes. Now is probably not the time to get dressed for a performance, which is to say you really don't feel like putting on your butler uniform. Yep, there's your arena stickball gear, especially made to take hits from any of and all arena stickball hazards. Getting burned by the match tip, or blasted by the opposing zapper, or mauled by a Lucius controlled by the opposing wrangler, or really any number of other things. It doesn't take any of those hits really well, of course, but it does take them. Your pusher playbook recommends that you always keep your gear in working order, which is kind of an obvious thing to recommend. It barely counts as a tip. It also is very difficult to actually do since pushers just get brutalized out there. No grub juice stains on any of these. Not that you don't spill on yourself, of course. You just get a lot of practice laundry done during your butler training. Sometimes you think about keeping a couple extra slop treats in your pockets of your clothes, just to have them on hand when you need them. But if you could just leave treats out without your Lucius finding them and destroying whatever holds them, you wouldn't need to keep them in a huge vault in the first place. There's no point in putting slop treats in a special dish or anything. He just eats them all, immediately, without even opening his eyes all the way. If anyone were to commit the outrageous faux pas of drinking grub juice at a fancy dinner... With all the rules, sharp hazards, and circles, you can almost imagine your Wear Grid study scroll is actually a page from your pusher playbook, if you really, really try. Okay then, why don't we sing? Boris the Cheese! Thank you for the raid! What were you playing? Right now I'm just screwing around, seeing what dialogue I can get while avoiding some of the plot while I do so. But I am going to get to the plot eventually myself. It's also been a while. I hope you've been doing well. You're still working on your set list. What if we bash this? It goes to the left of the Titan Ranger, of course. But yeah, again, I hope you're doing well, Boris. Let's see. They require more delicate touch, or rather, no touch at all. Alright, we did all those. Let's try this one. Improvised weapons are prohibited on the Velvet unless you improvise them from something you find on the playing field itself, like somebody's torn off leg or whatever. Then it's fair game. Maybe when you're done with these, you can crush the can with your mind, by which you mean crush it against your nug bone. That's a thing. If you mix these together, next time you came up here, there'd be a few spoons in this pile, and a lot more spoons in another smellier pile in your Lucius shed. Ew. Doing alright, thanks, was playing some Raft. Ah, Raft, gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I'm just mostly screwing around to see what type of dialogue options I can get in this game at the moment, because there is a lot of dialogue when you try to take something and use it on something else. Your Slotha is a low-blood Lucius, so he won't ever have a butler attending to him. Except you guess. Now, what if we put water on the butler book? It's important to pour grub juice down the side of the glass so it maintains its turgidity. Book on book, you try to tell yourself that your butler training will translate into skills that you can also use on the velvet playing field of arena stickball, but it's hard to make yourself believe it. What if I just hit it? Many the time you've imagined taking your cubet all this depressing junk, smashing it to unrecognizable pieces would feel so good for a few minutes. Hey, then... Oh, hey, look, that's a little... There's a typo in that. Then you would remember that you need this stuff to practice your buttling, which you need to be good enough at to pass your trials, or you'll be cold. And this stuff is expensive. If anything happened to it, it'd be a sweep or two before you could afford another set. You don't have a sweep or two to spare. And what if I sing about it? Band practice with Tetric Damic has significantly reduced your time for butler training. I got two more things I could analyze, and then maybe three, and then we're done with me messing around like this. Luciuses don't need to sleep in Recupercoons because they are not afflicted with violent and troubling impulses that your own species is. Or at least your Lucius isn't. there are some pretty nasty ones out there. It's good to hydrate before you sleep. The Super Slime is actually very physically and mentally draining. It's not unheard of for it to severely injure trolls who are already in bad health when they go to sleep. Your pusher playbook recommends that you should be sure to get plenty of sleep before any big match, which is kind of incredibly obvious, but okay. It's also easier said than done sometimes. You just get so excited. You back in a bit, man? Have fun? Hey, no problem, Boris. Thanks for the raid and thanks for stopping by. What if we sing about this? If you get near the Super Slime, it might get ruined. Let's whack it. You always gotta shake off the Slimies a bit before you're in your prime vigor. Alright, then we got the chandelier. Each of the different balls has their own unique effect, although since that's actually a lighting fixture, not a real set of balls, if you were to strike it with your cubet like you just considered doing, the only effect they'd produce would be broken glass and probable electrocution. This is true. You haven't had as much time to practice since Dammit got you to join the Grubbles, or since he got you to join his rebellion, but hey, it's important to support your friend's interests. You have to account for the effects of all the different balls when you're the pusher, since you're the only one allowed to score. Touch the dozer with your hands and you'll fall asleep in seconds. The stitcher is a loose pile of yarn that has to be rolled up into a ball before it can be used to score, and makes a tempting distraction for the opposing team's prowler, etc. The tracer will try to follow the path it was taken on in the match before, and the finisher will only move on a predetermined path to the goal. Hopefully your opponents. There are lots more. There's a lot to keep track of, frankly. That's a lot of stuff that is referencing something in Homestuck, I just realized. You could shake it up and spray the chunky beverage all over your nice lighting fixture, but why? Why would you? You love it. It reminds you of your favorite thing, arena stickball. This is true. And the snacks? Hiding a treat up there would just result in your nice arena stickball lamp being torn from the ceiling as your Lucius leapt up to grab it, since there's no way in the world it could support his weight. And yeah, okay, we still can't do anything with that trophy. Alright, we're done. We're done fucking around for the moment. There's gonna be a lot of fucking around as the story progresses. Believe me. I'm gonna drink some water while we catch up where we're supposed to be. Alright, we're here. The only thing that we got that we haven't tested on him was this, and this is what we need to do to move him anyway, so let's give him his treats. You got just the thing to get him moving. Here you. I named him You, by the way. It's a sloth, it's gonna be slow. You thank You for moving out of the way. All you had to do was give him exactly what he wanted. What if I gave him stuff now? He's very particular about his diet. He only eats lots of treats, lots of them. Is this all the same? Yeah, okay, it is. Let's look out there first. Things are looking pretty dicey out there, but Joey Alien needs your help. So let's go help Joey Alien. A package. Let's look at it. Looks like it might be some kind of software box. Use your psychic powers to bring it over. Because this feels like a trap. No! Oh, okay, that worked actually okay. Oh no, you might crush it by mistake with your incredible power. Probably not. Yeah, he doesn't have very good psychic powers. What if we just smashed it? You don't know what it is or where it came from, and you've already decided to destroy it? Wow, you certainly came to that conclusion pretty quickly. It might be time for you to re-examine some of your assumptions about yourself as an open, inquisitive person. What about if we try the Flarp book? Nothing in your Flarp manual about random boxes appearing from unknowable sources, which, frankly, seems like a pretty big oversight. What about Bent Spoon? Bent Spoon this thing. You're pretty sure you can just open it. What if we sing about it for no reason? You lack information to put together any kind of cohesive rap about this box. You guess you could rap about how you don't know what it is, but that seems a little too niche to get any real audience traction. What about the sports manual thing? Odd. You hadn't thought about it until you held the playbook, but you do get the same feeling of pernicious intent from that box that you usually do from the Man on the Moon, the white non-scoring ball in the arena stickball that pushers aren't allowed to interact with. Like you said, it's odd. And how about we just throw juice on it? Looks like a software box. Maybe after you install it, you could smash the box against your head. Alright, now do this. Oh! Scratchware received. All future messages to and from this device are protected from third-party surveillance. As a special one-time offer, all past messages are protected as well. Do you agree that you are already subject to the terms and services? As far as I know, I'm vaguely unsettled by all this, and yes, I'll put as far as I know.
As far as I know.
So, okay, so all the transmissions are secure now, so he could use that, and he dies. Cool. Well, that was fun. Oh, hey, a cube.
Hello? Hey, Joey. It was Joey, right?
Yeah, that's right. And you're Xerox.
Actually, no. I'm Zephyros.
Oh, oops. Are you okay? What's going on? I thought we weren't supposed to talk.
Yeah, something weird happened, though. I think I'm safe now.
What do you mean?
Real quick. Do you have a green and white symbol on your chat window now?
Oh, hey, yeah. That wasn't there before.
This thing right here.
Okay, I think we're safe then. To chat anyway.
Okay, good. I still don't quite get what the danger is, but I guess I'm going to need to trust you if I have any hope of getting out of here.
Well, some bad news on that front. A missile hit my hive and I'm buried under debris in my lawn ring.
Lawn ring? Buried? A missile? Let's go with buried and be concerned about this guy. Buried?
Buried? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I can't really move and my body hurts a lot, and I'm kind of worried one of those drones is going to swoop down and finish me off.
That's not okay at all. You need help way more than I do right now.
I don't want to be a bother, but I was about to say something to those effects. Or I was gonna say I'm sorry I can't help you anymore, and we're both stuck waiting to find out if the flames or the drones will reach us first.
Nuts to that.
Oh?
I'm gonna save you.
Are you stuck?
I was, but that missile knocked some boxes over that I don't think I could have moved on my own, so in a weird way it kind of helped.
Boxes?
Yeah, they were blocking a vent shaft. I'm gonna climb up there and see where it leads.
Wow, you're kind of like a real-life action hero. Wow.
Oh, shucks. I want to help you. I'm sorry. I want to help you the way you were going to help me. And you were putting yourself at a lot more risk than I realized.
I repeat.
I've been meaning to ask, what the heck does that mean?
Oh, you can use letters and numbers to make a little face. Tedrick Damek told me he likes it when I smile. Aw.
We have those where I'm from, but I don't know what the X means.
Oh, those are my horns.
Your horns?
Yeah?
Like the guy on this screensaver?
I think so. That's probably not me, though.
But those are real?
Do you not have horns? I thought they were out of frame.
No, I don't have horns. Jeez. What a question.
That's so weird. And cool. You really are an alien. I never thought I'd meet one.
Well, today's your lucky day. Or, it really seems to not be that, but you understand what I'm going for here.
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, a lot of this talking messed with my throat.
I'll be there as quick as I can, so apply pressure to the wounds and try not to move too much.
It's okay. The weight of the rubble crushing my body is pressing down on my wounds, and it's preventing me from moving at all.
Man, Xerox. Buddy, we've really got to work on your concept of what's okay.
Alright, we're back as Joey. And we got this green cube. What is it? You started calling this bizarre energy cube a power cell after deciding the word battery wasn't nearly cool enough. What if let's combine shit with this because we haven't done that yet. The sketchy diagram. Whoa, hey! It actually does seem to have some kind of power source, you guess? Hey, I don't know what those backslashes are for. You're, well, You're not 100% sure on this. It's a sketchy diagram in an alien language of a double crocodile teleporter. You're not exactly an expert. Hey, Byers the pigeon, what do you suspect of this? Byers, you silly little inept angel. You can't run on alien power. Or we spice it up. You sprinkle just a little pinch of spice onto the power cell. It vaporizes immediately. You think you should probably find a place to put this pretty quick instead of just holding it in your bare hands all night. Batteries? The two seem to be based on entirely different technology. For instance, the alien one is glowing. Wild. How about we pog it? With utmost gravitas, you carefully place a pog directly on the middle of the power cell. Nothing happens. What if we put a treat on it? This would be a good solution to some kind of problem that necessitated an animal eating this power cell. You don't have those problems though, so it's kind of a crappy solution. Okay, 2 things left. Don't step on this thing. It looks important. Also, it might kill you if you do that. Maybe it even lives here? You don't know what a dang thing about this place. You admire this small device's ability to house such power and potential. Reminds you of yourself. Alright, now that we did that, power cell on this, you don't see any place to put this weird glowing cube, which is just fine since you don't want that door open anyway. You hope this weird little cube isn't also full of all that twisty business up there on the screen in the thing. Let's see. Oh, that's where I'm gonna go. Let's see. Power cell and this. The huge monitor seems to be all set for weird energy, which is what this cube positively radiates. Hopefully not literally, but almost certainly literally. Anyway, we're gonna try to climb out of here. Let's look at it first. A vent shaft was revealed that when that missile strike knocked over some boxes. You could probably fit inside if you had to. Yeah, okay, I can't do any dumb stuff with it. Let's crawl.
Hey, I made it through the vent shaft.
Wow, that's pretty exceptional.
Oh gosh, thank you. It was a little creepy and in retrospect, fairly dangerous. Or shall I say, it was more dangerous than I expected.
Well, I would rather you didn't, honestly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, but typing quirks are sort of... I've noticed you don't really have one, but they're kind of a thing that's exclusive to you, you know? Or I mean, it's okay if they're used occasionally by someone you're close to. No offense, but I don't know you that well yet.
Oh, I see. Well, I am sorry. I will know better from now on.
No, I'm probably being weird about it. I'm sorry. You had no way of knowing.
Zephyros, it's okay to tell people when they do something that bothers you. Better to express how you feel than sit on it forever while the other person has no idea. What kind of foundation for a friendship would that be?
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
By the way, how much rubble are you covered in exactly? I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get you out of there.
Oh, that won't be too hard if you can find my hover pad. It's around there somewhere. I used to use it to move my Lucis around, but Tetrarch Demic borrowed it. To move some guns, I think, or maybe his drums.
Oh, bad timing.
Well, I mean, that was a couple sweeps ago, so I guess it's pretty much his now. You know what they say, your hive is my hive. Actually, that's mostly what Tetrarch says, as he's taking my stuff.
Okay, that's nice, but where is this hover pad exactly?
Oh, right, sorry.
It's fine. I just don't want you to bleed to death or whatever while typing.
I think it's probably still in Tetrarch's loft above his respite block. Do you know where you are now?
Not really, but...
There's a ton of guns in sight. It's filthy in here. It's kind of dark and creepy. All those fit probably every single room. I'll just say ton of guns.
There's a ton of guns.
I don't want to make you anxious, but that describes every block in Tetrarch's hive.
Great. I'll message you when I have made some more progress, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm about to pass out from blood loss, so I'm gonna chill out for a little while.
Hang in there. I'll find that hover pad soon.
Also, I love the music. Just a typical air vent, previously repurposed as a human vent, but it mostly deals in air. There's just not any room to maneuver in there. It's really echoey in there. With acoustics like that, you could end up deafening yourself with your own feet. Let's put pogs in there. You hurl a pog down the shaft. Good riddance. Batteries. The vent doesn't seem to need batteries. You guess. You didn't really try very hard. You sprinkle some spice mix in the vent shaft, and it is predictably blown right back in your face. You are lost in the allspice haze for seconds, minutes, years? None can say. How about the bird? You put Byers in the vent. After a little while, when he returns with a new emptiness in his eyes, time on the inside changed him. You realize this pigeon is now the toughest son of a bitch you ever heard of. The rest of your adventure will be effortless childless play as your enemies are driven screaming before his fury, his fiery pinions falling like shell casings, a feathery staccato, the only elegy for the end of the world, the end of all worlds. The weird metal snakes on the sketchy diagram kind of remind you of the vent shaft, sort of. You think you should maybe hold on to this thing, or at the very least not drop it down the vent shaft. Treats? As far as you can tell, the vent shaft is not a pet. It is not, in your estimation, actually alive, but you're not 100% sure, so you give it a pet treat. The dumb stuff we can do is great. This beautiful deer cat looks like the deer cat. But are they common here or something? So all this is just one description, it seems. Because I looked at that and I looked at that. I still love the artwork, though. Alright, nothing seems to be in the foreground. Oh, book! Let's look at it. Looks like some kind of weird big book. It sure does. What if we pick it up? You pick up the, let's see, looks like this is the Big Book of Beasts. You flip through glimpsing tons of monsters at various levels of weird, cute, scary, and spectacular. You can use this to learn more about the weird alien life on this weird alien planet. Neat! That's kind of cool. Of course, that means it's one more object that we have to fuck around with, though. You can use this to look up neat information about any and every Lucis you encounter. It might save your life. Power it up. You can read this book just fine, thanks. The power cell is entirely superfluous to this I'm gonna say superfluous even because I can't say it the right way. To this particular task. Oof, yeah, that's lots of sneaky looking things in there. No, thanks. You don't find anything about Byers in here, because he's just a little earth pidge. It's the Big Book of Beasts, not the Cookbook of Feasts. No, it's just a regular book as far as you can tell. Let's see. Pogs. None of the beloved animated creatures featured on these Pogs are in this book, which is fine, you guess? You're not sure why you expected that they might be. Treats. Wow, look at all these animals. You want to give every single one of them a treat, even the horrifying ones, and wow, are there some horrifying ones. What if we stomp on it? Nothing in here about tap dancing beasts, although the giant spiders would probably be decent at it, or terrible. Hard to say. Careful study of this tome will help you know when to leap the heck out of the way when one of these nightmare creatures comes lumbering at you. You pick a page at random and accidentally spend a few minutes reading about muscle beast pectoral tuminants. Maybe you should just use this on Lucises you actually encounter. Also, hope that you never encountered that one. Okay, that was just curious there. If I could do other random shit there. I could see about the book with this. Pick a page at random and accidentally spend a few minutes about muscle. I guess if I do it on random stuff, it just keeps doing that thing. Let's look at this. This looks like some kind of safe, you guess? Hard to be sure given your current surroundings, but it seems to fit the usual profile. It's no use. Either this safe is specifically designed to be ballet-proof, or it's not a thing that safes have to be specifically designed to be. It didn't move an inch! Man, Damek must have really shelled out for such a secure safe, or built it himself. Or maybe it birthed him. It's an alien planet. You don't know how any of this works, really. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's only for beasts, so if I tried on anything else, I'll always get that one. Got it. It looks like this would fit pretty nicely, but then again, this Dammit guy seems a little paranoid and extremely dangerous. You don't know if you should be cracking a safe. Succeeding might be hazardous to your health. Dammit seems pretty paranoid. Even if you could crack the safe, it probably wouldn't be safe to do so. You scour the sketchy diagram for a safe combination. No dice. Byers is entirely incapable of picking the lock on a weird-looking alien safe, you assume. Maybe you should have more faith in the little guy. You can't spell saffron without safe. That's pretty much all you got to say for this obscure item combination. You didn't really expect it to open the safe, so you're not too disappointed by the underwhelming comedic payoff of your completionism. Batteries. Wouldn't powering up the safe make it harder to open? I don't really care about that. Pogs in there. This high-tech safe is absent a low-tech Pog slot, which, wow, way to reinvent the wheel, damn it. You have some pet treats at the safe in an adorably naive attempt to get it to yield up its treasures. The safe is not your pet, nor is it alive. It is unswayed. Okay. What's this? Hey, you can see the portal from here. Right through this giant hole you made when you inadvertently laser beamed yourself into Dammock's home. You hope you're not responsible for any of this damage. Okay, you can't interact with the hole in any meaningful way, it seems. Let's look at this. Huh, the handprint is probably how this door is open. Or maybe it just means that the room on the other side is room 4, room hand. Or maybe that's the obvious local sign for lethal monsters do not enter. Either way, this thing doesn't seem to be powered. Access. No dice, you guess. It's out of power, maybe? I assume I have to use that power cell here, but before I do... You see the medium book of beasts, the small book of beasts, and several beasts collected in a random order in a book. You skim the shelves, but you don't see anything about pigeons. Maybe they don't have them on this planet. Or maybe you would need to actually open one of these books and look inside to find out. Well, nuts of that. You're not made of time here. You're hungry, but you're not eat pictures of alien animals hungry. The bookshelf seems to be one of the few things in this house that doesn't need power. Bog it. In a fit of whimsy, you jam a pog between two dusty-looking books on the shelf. Won't that just blow someone's mind, assuming someone ever returns here? That kind of would, actually. There's a lot of animal care info on this bookshelf, but you think you've already mastered pet treat presentation. Not a single paper ruffled. Either you're losing your touch or they're really jammed in there. You suppose there could be a lot to learn about dancing from studying the movement of alien beasts. You might acquire unique insight into the very soul of rhythmic movement by obsessing over the way an alien cat monster kills an alien snake monster. But you feel you must solidify your foundational skill set before you attempt this bold, exotic evolution. Those were a lot of words. It's stuck to the brim already! Plus, with all those loose papers, this might start a fire or something. You pick a page at random. Okay, yeah, that's always the pectoral thing. Oh, cool! Some more guns! Thrilling. No equipping guns. Pectoral. If this thing is for powering guns, you're happy to keep it away from them. Whatever the things in the basement, your attic seems to require a loose pile of guns. Points in their favor, you guess. Byers is too sweet for guns. It's a positive attribute. He's also too dumb for guns, which is more neutral. You just don't really see the end game in dumping your precious spice mix, which you love, all over a pile of guns, which you hate. These guns don't need batteries to fire. Probably. You're not interested, regardless. Oh wow, guns and pogs, two of the dumbest things you can think of. A match made in heaven, on a planet far from Earth. A gun that exclusively fired pet treats into the open, waiting for the mouths of friendly pets, might be the only gun in the worlds, you guess, that you could see yourself using. You're floored by this personal discovery. You really reached the end of your arc. Wow, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Probably the only way to get Jude to care about dancing, though. Not that you really care what Jude cares about, since what he cares about tends to be incredibly dorky without exception. You hope he's okay, though. You gracefully avoid caring about these guns at all. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at the posters. Huh. Interesting. These movies kind of look like not your thing, really. No judgment. You just don't want these posters at all. Probably because they're more on the violent side, and she's more of a help the animals type. Let's look. Well, alright. Best case scenario, this grotesque sack of goo is some sort of alien bathtub that someone forgot to drain. Worst case scenario, it's an extremely poisonous toilet. Steer clear. You aren't going anywhere near Damek's clogged toilet or whatever this is. Maybe it's the egg he hatched out of. It's gross is what it is. Let's dance on it. And send this nasty egg thing tumbling over, just totally covering you in nasty slime? No thanks. No thanks a million. How about we ballet around it? You ever so gracefully avoid getting anywhere near this thing. We give it food. You, wow. You really hope this thing isn't actually some kind of animal. Pogs. You dip a couple in there. It's gross. Why did you do this? You leave them there, obviously. You have a feeling this enormous sack of disgusting goo is already doing everything it does. Spicy. Yeah, that's all that's keeping you from chowing down on whatever this goo is. The presumption that it's too bland. Byers. Byers splashes around in the sack of goo and becomes even more gross than he frankly already was. Sounds like a great recipe for a goo diagram, which, sad story, is not actually a thing. You don't want to electrocute yourself or bring this stuff to life or whatever. You're not into this. Pectoral. Okay. The desk is in pretty lousy shape on account of the guns piled on top of it. If you need to get any last-minute paperwork done, look elsewhere. With your luck, this would just accidentally set off all those guns. That might be exactly what it's supposed to do, but you'd rather not find out. It would immediately get lost amongst the alien gunboy clutter, and you have a feeling that this thing might be important. Maybe. The desk is already kind of a gross mess. You're not sure Byers squawking like an idiot and taking a dump on it would improve matters. You hate to be crude, but there it is. He's a desk dumper. You could dump a bunch of spice into the equipment so that it doesn't work very well anymore, but that would be extremely childish. What are you, some kind of child? This is currently functioning under its own power, as far as you can tell. This pile is already pretty toppled. You can't even call this a pile, really. More of a heap. No room, it's covered in guns. You're not sure if that was the result of the portal beam, or if his desk just always looked like this. Pogs. Desk has enough trash on it without adding, let's see, Eek! The cat! It was TV's Eek the cat this time. It looks like some of the equipment already has bites taken out of it, so that might be redundant to give it pet food. Okay. What's this? This big messy pile of weapons and percussion instruments is really hampering your ability to see these stairs. Sheesh. Let's move it. You can't just up and move such a formidable pile with your fleshy, unsalted hands. Attempting this feat would be embarrassing and time-consuming and incredibly dangerous. I assume I have to use my tap shoes, but whatever. You're graceful, but this is just incredibly dangerous. Between the pile of death and the pit of death, it's way too risky. Unless you're trying to get that crazy deer cat monster to come investigate this dangerous pile and then get hurt, not a lot of point. And of course, you aren't trying to do that. Geez, who do you think you're talking to here? With you right there, it's hard to aim at this. You thought these were the crummiest discs you ever see, and then you saw those symbols shaped like saw blades. Geez, damn it, everyone gets it. You're a bad boy. There might be something in this pile of percussive death that needs batteries, but since the whole lethal mess is currently inert, you don't see a great reason to go powering it up. This is true. Oh my god. There you go. This deadly stew of guns, drums, speakers, and the gun is and guns is spicy enough. Byers can't possibly move all this stuff by himself. There's not a single piece of this pile he could lift so much as 1 single inch, probably. Oh yeah! It looks like the beams from the portal maybe blasted up through this floor, destroying half the stairs and knocking this lethal crap all over the place. All over the place. Especially in your way. Especially in that place in particular. What are the odds? This dangerous guns and drum pile seems to have settled into meditative stability. You don't want to upset that apple cart with your new pulsing power cell. Hey, Moon Model. Hey there. How's the game going so far? Well, as always, I am doing a lot of stupid things to see the stupid text that comes from it. It's really been stupid fun. But yeah, right now we're on another planet. We found our way to the attic, and it turned out to be a portal to another world, and another alien got transferred to our house, though we don't know what's going on there. And we've been talking to his best friend, the alien, who was coming to save us from being stuck, who then got stuck himself, and now we're off to save that alien. That's the general consensus. And then me pressing around doing random things. Let's try the big book of beasts on it. No, that's the same. Alright, now let's try tap dancing on it. This pile looks a little more volatile than the cardboard box variety you're used to. You think maybe you should look for another way to move it. Sounds fun, interesting story. Like, one that isn't standing next to a pile of probably loaded guns and stomping your feet a lot. Alright, so we can't go up those stairs. Although McGruff the crime dog has never explicitly covered this in any of his safety lectures, you probably shouldn't try to climb a pile of guns. There's the door down. That's the desk. The house. Alright, let's try this with this. Ah, that was the answer. I like how she just tosses that. Ah, classic Scruff McGruff, the so 90s. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They even mentioned Eat the Cat as on one of those pogs. Anyway.
Hey! Hi, Joey. How's it going?
Not great. I accidentally put everything in lockdown? Or maybe it was in lockdown before and I somehow got past one door?
That's probably it. The Tetrarch has extremely high security.
What's the deal? Is he really paranoid or is your planet really dangerous? Must be if everyone's house is full of guns.
Actually, my hive is pretty different. It's a lot cleaner for one thing. And it has a tree growing in it for my Lucis. And there's no guns.
That sounds really nice. What does he even need so many guns for anyway?
Well, I guess it's okay to tell you since you're another Rustblood. But don't tell anyone else. It's a major secret.
I don't know a single other person on your entire planet.
Oh, right. Okay. But, yeah. So, we're rebelling.
Hmm?
It's okay. You can take a minute. I know it's a lot to process.
Rebelling against what? The man?
Well, that's weird text.
No, the heiress is a girl. Oh, right, you're an alien. Okay. Some context. The heiress is a murdering tyrant who holds our whole planet in her wicked Finny fist.
Finny?
Yeah, she's a sea dweller and a fuchsia blood. One of only 2.
You're sitting in bed eating broccoli, Colby Jack cheese, and a nice pickle. Bedtime snack. You'll fall asleep soon. Yeah, after I'm done streaming, I'm going to have some mozzarella sticks. Yes.
The other one, well, she's really far away all the time, leading the conquest of other galaxies or whatever. Which is lucky for us because she's incredibly powerful.
Not so lucky for the people in the other galaxies, though.
Huh? Oh yeah, that's true. But anyway, the heiress is enough to deal with. The other High Bloods follow her, and of course she has her drone army.
Well, of course. Ain't that always just the way?
Yeah.
I was kidding. I don't know what High Bloods or drone armies are, or anything are. I hate to be all, hi, I'm new here on your planet. Can you gradually bring me up to speed on literally everything? Watch in amazement as I stun you with my perpetuating cluelessness. Feast your eyes on my badly executed jokes.
You're pretty upbeat about all this. I think if I was suddenly shot across the galaxy or whatever, I'd be flipping out.
Yum. Yeah, definitely yum on the mozzarella stick part.
Aren't you currently bleeding out under a ton of rocks?
Huh, I guess so.
It's kind of annoying to have no idea what's going on.
Okay, well, the drones are the things flying around outside. They'll take us into custody if they see us, assuming they don't kill us outright by firing missiles into our bodies until we're dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, a lot of this can wait until we get you to safety. I'm gonna go find your hover pad now. Talk to you soon.
Oh, hey, the tablet's doing the thing again. Okay. I'm gonna play Snake again, I think. Oh, geez. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this in a specific order or not. Okay, that's the wrong thing.
Hey, Xerox, you there?
Can't really go anywhere with the debris slowly crushing my body.
Ooh, right, sorry.
It's okay.
Try to move around a lot. I'll be there soon. Doesn't sound okay.
Doesn't sound okay. Try not to move too much.
Okay, I'll try. I'm going to pass out a little now.
Wait, real quick. I'm having trouble with this security puzzle, you could call it. I solved the one in the basement, no sweat, but this one seems different. It seems kind of different.
Security puzzle? Do you mean the serpent ROM that Tetrock Damic rigged up to his power hexagrid?
I wouldn't have used those words, but if you think that's what I'm talking about, it probably is.
There's another one? A different one?
I think so. The start screen is different anyways, and the power is still on, so I don't know what it would be connected to.
His Hive security, probably. He's always tinkering with it to make it more complex.
Yeah. For the one in the basement, I only had to eat the letters. But now they're different? There's different letters to eat, but I don't know what letters to eat, if that makes sense.
Oh, it's probably X.
Oh, really?
No, wait, sorry. I meant
X. X.
Yeah, I got it.
no, that's not it.
What? I keep typing it, but it keeps getting changed to a bunch of X's. Maybe that's the new security software I installed.
It must stop me from posting my password to the chat.
Really? Let me try. Mrs. Taylor Thomas 80. Can you see that?
Mrs. Taylor Thomas 80?
OMG.
What's that?
No.
You told me it would turn into X symbols! Well, you're using Tetrock's tablet. It wouldn't know your password.
I can't believe I did that.
Sorry, I'm going home. I can never show my face on this planet again. Mrs. Taylor Thomas 80 seems like a nice password. I'd never guess that. You must be really smart, Joey.
No, I'm super stupid.
What's so embarrassing about it? Everybody makes mistakes.
She likes Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
It's just, well, I guess it's like the name of a boy I like.
Really? Ha, don't tell anyone, but that's what my password is too.
Oh? Do you have a girl you like?
Oh no, it's a boy.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were a boy all this time.
I am! Oh. Huh. So, not to rush you or anything, but I'm dying in rocks. About the security console,
Yeah, about that. Can you, give me a hint?
it's the name of our band, but there's a couple different ways to spell it.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, we keep going back and forth between the and the I actually don't know which one it is right now.
Well, I'll scout around and see if I can find something. He's bound to have it written down somewhere or something, right?
I hope so. I'm gonna conserve my strength a little bit, maybe. Getting kind of dead.
Hang in there. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Alright, so that's a thing. Anyway. It looks like actually you weren't powering the door up with the power cell as you thought. From the override detected lockdown engaged message, it seems like you were hacking it, sorta. Let's go with hacking. How about we pog it? Okay, we can't do stupid stuff to it, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. The feed on the top TV monitor looks like the room you were in a moment ago. It's weird to see it from this perspective. Also, the room looks slightly different than you remember. The left one seems to be an error message, but you don't recognize the other two at all. Wait, is that Zephyros in the bottom one? His big monster parent thing is helping him out, and that's, Good night, till have fun, dozing off. Alright, Moon Model, take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. You are supremely creeped out. So that's his monster, and he's trying to help him out of there, which is actually really cool. That's the room we were in. That's Zephyros' room. And that's an error message. Okay. Byers has no interest in getting tangled up in whatever creepy surveillance games Damek is playing with this setup. You make that decision on Byers' behalf, and you're sticking with it. Could the monitor on the far left of the room with the... far left be of the room with the portal? The one where you came through or whatever? I wonder if the animal thing will work on the Lucis here. That does seem to be a Lucis on the bottom screen, but you can't make out enough details to look it up in your Book of Beasts. Gotta wait for a closer look, you suppose. They already look pretty dusty. Geez, does Damek not clean anything ever? Not even his creepy surveillance monitors? The one on the left looks kind of busted, but not in an out-of-power way. More like technical difficulties way. Probably got smashed in some of the damage that happened. You wonder if this is a live feed. The one on the top screen looks slightly off. You could go in there, leave a pog on the floor, then come back to see if you could see it, but you don't care all that much, so you won't. I already tried the pog. Yummy bits. That big monster thing on the bottom monitor looks pretty nice, actually. It seems to be trying to help Zephyros, if that is indeed Zephyros under there. You wish you could give it a treat for being so helpful. How about we tap dance? You wouldn't have minded too much if they just fell off the wall. This whole spying setup is really unsettling. No. No, you don't think so. You'd rather not dance for Damek's creepy monitors. You would prefer not to. What's this? This door looks pretty intimidating. The spear sticking through it manages to be significantly more intimidating. Whoever threw the spear is definitely the most intimidating, though, so it's a good thing they don't seem to be around. Try opening it. Did you not look at this door before trying that? It's insanely dangerous out there. If you want to make a run for it across the street, you better be fast. Alright, what if we... Okay, you can't do anything with the door. Got it. Well, that's the thing. Alright, we have to step to find the next thing to do. Alright, I gotta get myself oriented a little. There's some posters here. The imagery is completely opaque to you. It must have some sort of deep cultural significance to the inhabitants of this world. I think that's Zephyros and Damek together. That's actually kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not sure of what else here. Let's see. You assume this is a trophy for Best Terror Cat, Menace Fawn, Thrash Bronco, and Show. You hold up a sketchy diagram to the deer cat statue, so the deer cat statue can see. It seems to have no feelings about it one way or the other. Oh, we could use the book for this, maybe. You won't get the information you need researching a model. You need to study the real thing. Oh. Byers? Byers flies up and perches in the statue's antlers with supreme serenity, and you can't help but notice quite a little smug little expression on his bird face. You put him back in your pocket. Spice it up. You toss some spice mix at the statue's nostrils. Since it doesn't sneeze or anything, you can now feel 99.9% certain that this isn't just some real elk pulling the old fake statue gag on you. Yeah, that actually is kind of terrifying, come to think of it. This is one of those low-energy interior statues that's so good for the environment. The Noble Beast disdains pogs. What's the matter, Noble Beast? Can't handle with the sick tricks of a veteran slammer? You don't care about pogs, of course, but hell if you'll let some woodland statuary look down its nose at you just because you imagined it did. Tap dance? You got pretty spooked by the one downstairs, so you don't want to agitate the statue. You know it's dumb, but you'd really rather not. Ballet? You nimbly avoid the deer cat monster's statue, just as you nimbly avoided the real one downstairs. And yummy bits. It's not hungry. Or maybe it's just trying to maintain its chiseled figure. One or the other. Alright, enough dicking around with that. What else can we dick around with instead? We have a door over there. We have stuff up in the foreground. Let's look at this. Oh, gross. Someone left food out, and a big bug got into it. Or he eats bugs. Possibly that's all anyone here eats. You really, really wish you'd eaten something before you got here. Does Byers like this? Byers would probably chomp this bug right up, but it might be poisonous to his delicate little system. Oh, who are you kidding? He's a pigeon. He's basically a garbage disposal that the universe accidentally gave wings to. You just don't want to watch him peck at the eyes of some bug trash leftovers. Blech. Doesn't look hungry. It mostly looks eaten. You really don't want that stuff to spill. That food? You sort of have to assume it's food, otherwise, don't you? As much as you wish you could pretend otherwise. You picture the bug getting up and dancing the glop, and yep, you threw up. Just a little bit. You drop one in. Why not? It's gross, but maybe that's just the kind of mood you're in. If you put them in there, you would be leaving them in there, and you still kind of want these. For sentimental reasons, if nothing else, they're from Earth. Just like you, and they didn't really fit anywhere. Less like you fit in your room just fine. Oh yeah, that's definitely the only thing that was keeping you from eating this awful bug meal. It's blandness quotient. We already did Byers. And get it all bug wet? No way. You might need this thing. It reeks of critical importance, and because you're not dunking in Damek's bug goulash, that's thankfully all it reeks of. It's not in there. Maybe it's in the big book of bugs, or maybe the bug is actually classified as food. Oh, can you move? Thank you. Oh, something there. Let's look at this. This game controller looks really weird. Must be third party. If Jude were here, this is the one you'd make him use. Yeah, that's what most people do with their friends, huh? The weird M-shaped controller with a joystick and a D-pad? You don't love it. You prefer the austere elegance of your console's controllers. Graceful as you are, doing ballet over a game controller is probably a good way to break it, which would be rude. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Take that, deer-faced nerd boy. No, you. Wow, what was that? Some pent-up aggression, yes? You reined that in. Wow, you resist stomping on deer-faced nerd boy's toys. Let's feed it something. Against all odds, this game controller does not seem to be some kind of hideous bug. It is not alive for you to give food to. You let the matter rest. This game seems to lack a POG interface. Kind of pitiful if you're being completely honest. Why would a game controller need batteries? Everyone knows game controllers are always connected to their consoles by means of a wire that is just short enough of being long enough to reach the couch. I remember that. Oh my god. All the grit would get down on the buttons and mess it all up. A worthwhile prank, but not a worthy target. His simple little beak is up to the task of pushing the buttons, but is held back from true mastery by his simple little brain. And last thing to test it with. Wait, is this just a diagram of a dumb video game? Has everything that happened to you today just been mere alien video game foolishness? Huh. She's not too far off the mark, to be honest. A computer! You wonder if Damek ever makes his own video games as a means of hashing out his problems, like Clarissa does. Clarissa is so cool. You can't rule out the possibility that this alien computer may actually be alive and want treats, but you still haven't seen it do anything to earn them. There's no POG port. Weird. There's also no 3.55 floppy drive. Maybe this computer is less advanced than you'd first assumed. It seems to be running on AC power. You look around for the surge protector and see none. Wow, Damek is playing with fire. Oh right, the keyboard, yes. In it goes. You remind yourself to ask Damek if he can read his keyboard while lifting it up over his head. Then later, when he tries tries, all the spice will dump on his face. Oh, exquisite. You're sure you'll be able to bring that up naturally, assuming you ever meet him, and that neither of you are killed, and that you're able to get back to your respective home planets and everything. Byers doesn't know how to use this computer. Neither do you, maybe, since it belongs to a paranoid alien, but Byers especially doesn't. Actually, yeah, if Dimick has this nice computer, why are so many of his notes handwritten? Is he worried about hackers? Are there alien hackers? You remind yourself that while aliens are apparently real, hackers are mostly fake. It'd be cool if this futuristic computer automatically sensed your movements and provided some accompanying music, but it doesn't. Or maybe it usually does, but it's locked down right now. Maybe it will someday. Dare to dream. Did I do the stomping one? Yeah, I did that. What about ballet? Oh, it does both. Okay. Making sure. Alright, let's see. Let's try the door. Okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. Who locks the door to their kitchen? Is he worried someone's going to steal his... Okay, there's no way he eats bugs, right? Alright, we gotta look at that paper. Dimick has gone back and forth between the Grubbles and the Grubbels several times. The Grubbles seems to be the current favorite, though, at least until he crosses out and writes the other one beneath it. But okay, so we got the password. This hole is what you get when you build an elevator into your house while at the same time not caring if people fall down holes. The platform is down in the basement. You can still hear the sound of the wild animal below. Oh hey, the tablet's doing the thing again. Okay, I got the password up there on the upper right. Alright, I need the thing that looks like a U, but that doesn't really look like a U. I'm gonna guess it's this one. I need the thing that looks like kind of like an F next, or an X, but it doesn't look like that. I'll guess it's the H then. On the left. Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, unless I'm supposed to look at it upside down, maybe? That was the L thing. Neither of those looks like it, though. Alright, I went for this last time, so I guess I'll do that. I'm gonna try the sitting person thing there. Yeah, this is gonna be frustrating, isn't it? Alright, I'll try the swirly thing. Ugh. This does not look like what it says up there, by the way. Unless it's supposed to be a handwriting quirk. But now I need something that looks like an axe, and the closest thing to an axe looks like that. I just hit the wall. Yeah, this is bullshit. Okay, well, start with you. Then you. I'm gonna have to just memorize as best as I can. Swirly thing. Not the swirly thing this time. Axe thing. I think another axe thing. Yeah. Because it's grub bulls. So another B. And then something that's close to an L, which is the bottom one here. I guess this is the only one available. And then the thing that looks like an H. Ugh. That was more annoying than it should have been. We open things and... Oh. Hello. Scramble away.
Well, I figured out the game, but the monster chased me into, I'm fairly confident this is a kitchen? It's really gross, but anyway, keeping you informed.
Monster? Wait, sorry, I'm a little woozy.
The deer cat.
Oh yeah, now I remember. The Tetrarch's Lucis.
Okay, sure. Hey, while we have a second, maybe you can fill me in on what that means?
What means?
What's a Lucis?
Wow.
What?
That's just about the saddest thing I've ever heard get said.
Yeah, cultural differences, etc. etc. Can you bring me up to the speed on this wild beast stalking me? Why does Demick even have a crazy cat monster in his house?
Well, it's not usually crazy. Your Lucis takes care of you. Protects you from wild monsters and also dying from, like, whatever, you know? I guess mine's not too good at that since I'm still being crushed by heavy debris.
Not really? Are they all, beasts?
Well, yeah, what else would they be?
And they're always this rambunctious? I mean, it seems like it'd be pretty crazy if everyone in your family had their own rip-snorting monster.
What's a family?
It's some adults and their kids, or one adult and some kids, or some kids and their babysitter and the conspicuous absence of a father who isn't garbage.
Adults?
Yeah, why?
Adults live on your planet?
Yeah, of course. Is that not where they live? For you? For your adults? Sorry, this is somehow the weirdest thing you've said yet.
Once you come of age, you get sent off planet for your ordeals.
And that's it? Nobody ever comes back? Ever?
No exceptions. There are no adults on Alternia.
I think this might be another wow an alien conversation. Better saved for when you're not pinned under a bunch of rocks.
Probably. I'm gonna have a rest in a sec.
Okay, well, I'm going to focus on finding the hover pad. I'll let you know when I do.
Thanks, Joey. I'm gonna focus on maintaining consciousness, I think.
Good plan. Stay alive. Get power.
Oh, geez, that was awful.
Sorry, bye.
Alright, I think with that, I'm gonna have to end the stream. It's, I kind of went overboard with the time as it is anyway. But don't worry, I don't think there's much left in this game, and if I end up finishing early for next stream on this, I will start HiveSwap Act 2. So, no worries on that, guys. So next stream with HiveSwap will probably be, first off, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while since that's my next day off where I'm doing a story stream anyway. So just a heads up, for one. But two, it might be a Act 1 and 2 stream. So look forward to that maybe. But my next stream is going to be this Sunday with Kenshi, because every Sunday is Kenshi Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.